Welcome everybody to another Razorback Live with the Sarge. I am the Sarge. Glad to see everybody. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. It's a beautiful day, 75 degrees and sunny. A lot of wind blowing, but should make for an interesting game. I do believe Gay Gackle's on the mound to start today, so we'll see how good and how long he can go. But a couple house cleaning notes real quick. I got the ticker fixed up top, so we know now. We can see the viewers. I don't know what the deal was yesterday. And somehow commercials did get turned on that video, the live yesterday. But they're off today, so you should have no commercials today for anybody. So that should be fixed. That is just a way for them to monetize the channel, but I turned them off because I don't like added commercials in my lives. So we'll just generate revenue other ways. So those two things being said, we are about 7-8 minutes out, and right now Missouri and Georgia are playing, and Georgia's pounding Missouri 14-4. So that one's just about getting ready to end in the center, top of the seventh. So we'll be here shortly. Why don't we just show it? Give you guys a little bonus baseball. How about that? We'll just go right into it.
Right now, you go 0-2, you get the heater just a little bit off, and then the 1-2 heater is down. You would think that's the perfect time for you to kind of spin one to see if you can get it below the zone. He goes back to the breaking ball, back to the heater, which shows you that that is where his trust is. That is where his bread and butter is.
Stevens, another guy that has touched 100 before in a game. He's been living 97 here today. And now, guess what? Another full count. 3-2, 2 outs. And walked him.
Georgia's trying to give up their run roll. Let's say hey to everybody. Ark Mud is in the house. Good to see you. Connor Diamond's in the house.
In that fastball,
Michael
and
Falk,
being
what's
able
up,
to
bud?
actually use
Mark
the breaking ball
Rages,
it counts to has probably been a lot of where his problems come on this year and
Robert,
why the numbers look the way
what's
they do.
going
But the
on?
stuff is electric, and it's very easy to see that.
Ground ball to the right side. Callaway will grab it, step on the bags, and the Dogs have done it.
JK, what's up, buddy?
Back-to-back run rule victories for Georgia. Their 14th run rule victory of the year.
And there it is.
And they win it 14-4 over Missouri, and they sweep the series.
Hey, no problem, blood man.
So
Appreciate you hanging out with us on Twitch over there.
Crew, I'm Dave Neal saying so long from Athens, Georgia, where the Dogs win for the 38th time this year. Time to get you to the studio.
Oh, this is Ark Mud. I got you.
All right, guys, thank you much. Storinoka, David DeLucci, Tristan Becerra, and the Rebels. Becerra, take a look at the power numbers there. His last home run, though, actually came back on the 19th of April, so he may
5
be
minutes
due
till start pitch.
at the Bob Walker. Rubber game between the Rebels and Razorbacks coming up.
We need this one today.
As we welcome you into our Rally Cap studio where we are hanging out.
And we're not going to watch that. Micah says, let's hope this is Gackle's redemption day. He comes on dominant. Yeah, we could use it. Yeah, I hope all is well, Sarge. I am just waiting on it to slow down a bit here. Yeah, I hear you, man. It's going, allergies here are just going nuts. But, that's not good. I just seen my catcher on my fantasy team just went down. That's not good. But we'll deal with that after the show. Nothing we can do now. Woo Pig Suey, what's up, man? Dennis, was Hogs win today? Hey, sorry, Hogs win today 6-3. Yep, I hope so. Absolutely. LC, afternoon, buddy. I hope you're doing good. What is everybody doing on this wonderful Sunday afternoon besides hanging out with me? You got any of those honeydews? Did you already get your honeydews done for the day? Miss Veronica, how are you? I'm doing okay. Still got some allergies, which I live with every day regardless, so there's nothing new there, but hope you're having a great Sunday afternoon. Cobra, yes, I will be streaming postseason. Softball. I was going to talk about that. Thank you for bringing that up. Since there's no midweek games anymore, so after this game, we won't have another stream until Friday if I just do baseball. So I probably will do some of the Razorback women's softball tournament games if I can. As long as it's not a copyrighted conflict, I probably will do a game or two if they start them. I think it starts Tuesday. So if we can, we will do them. I'll get I'll try to find the schedule and see when Arkansas plays. And if we can get a game or two in before the Friday series starts, then I will do it. I appreciate that, Michael Beavers. Housework, that's something that just never seems to be done. It seems like once time you get done with it, you're starting over again. 1 p.m. Wednesday. Okay, yeah. I could probably do that game. If I get enough interest, people that want to see that, I can probably do that. Our softball numbers are really low for some reason when we watch the girls and I do softball games. So if I can get enough people to make the stream worth it, I will. You know me. If you want to see it, I'll bring it to you. I don't think I'll be able to do that, Jeff, because I think it goes to the big network when they get to the Omaha or OKC. If it stays on SEC network, I can. But if it goes to the big networks, I cannot. Sarge just says, his honeydews is not done yet. That's all right. You can finish them up after the game. All right, here we go. We can.
Absolute log jam down with the 12 and 11 teams. Alabama took a step forward with the win, and now everybody trying to chase down Georgia as a 2-game lead on A&M. Welcome, everybody. Tom Hart alongside Chris Burke. This series is even at 1 win apiece, and you think big picture, not just within the SEC standings, but Berkey, the leverage the winner of the series may have
after this
on Selection Monday when it comes to the opportunity for these great
Wednesday.
fan bases to see their team at home.
Yeah, I think both these teams and both these fan bases start the season wanting to play postseason baseball at home, and it's still on the table for both programs. Now, Ole Miss in a much better position going into this weekend, but if Arkansas can win this series and finish strong, it's certainly not out of the question. So a lot to play for here this afternoon.
Just 2 regular season weekends left in SEC play. Meanwhile, for this Ole Miss team, they can slug it. They got 2 dudes who run into them with regularity. Tristan Becerra and Judd Udemark provide the pop 37 home runs between the two. That's tied for 4th most in the league.
Yeah, Ole Miss's version of the Bass brothers, two of the most physically intimidating dudes in the league, have been red hot, really start to finish. 19 homers for Becerra, 18 for Udemark, and they hit 2nd and 3rd in the lineup. So you got to get through those two guys if you're going to have success against this lineup.
They sees a nice 16 hits yesterday with those 4 home runs. And in the year of the catcher in college baseball, Arkansas has
50
perhaps the most well-rounded one. Ryder Helfrich, the number 11.
He missed 100 in the first inning yesterday.
Yeah, he's going to be a top half of the first round.
Let's see if we can get 9 in a row to finish out the season.
An outstanding athlete.
The regular season.
The power, and you know what he can do behind the plate. One of, as you said, Tom, the most complete players and catchers in the country.
Meanwhile, Gabe Gackel
guys got
gets
up
the
to
ball today
15
for
was the longest streak we did.
His performance today be a window into their postseason hopes. He's been inconsistent. They put him back in the rotation for this one, 5-3 with a 4.34 ERA, his 9th start of the year. And we'll see what Gackel has to offer. His first pitch. This is just low as you look at the Ole Miss batting order.
Yeah, I think so too, Bobby. I think it's just less for him to think about.
And Dom Decker looks at his strike. Ronnie Teague's got the plate today. Perfect weather, temperature in the upper 70s, not a cloud in the sky here in the natural state. And a breaking ball in for a strike to Decker, who is 2 for 8 this weekend.
Dom Decker from Silver Creek High School. What a story. Was part of that Murray State Racer Club last year, transferred here to Ole Miss.
Cross towards left field.
And Decker puts a charge into this one to center field. Micah New waits for it. Ball will not carry well today, at least relative to the first 2 days. And so the first man retired. Here's what Mike Bianco has put together. Now in his 26th season as a head man in Oxford. Austin Foley experiencing a power surge lately.
Yeah, a guy that had a monster year last season and just has not found any kind of rhythm, but has given them a bunch of pop in this series. Always does a great job behind the plate, but has been a force here. 4 for 6 with 3 homers this weekend so far.
So here's Tristan Becerra, and he looks at a breaking ball to start things off. He is 0 for 8 this weekend. The senior from Greenville, South Carolina, started his college career at Clemson. Played in 3 consecutive ACC tournament title games with the Tigers.
Yeah, it's blowing pretty stiff today.
Won it twice. And he is really struggling as of lately. The Georgia series, he went 2 for 17, Berkey.
I'm not far from the field.
Add his numbers together of the last 2 SEC series, that is 2 for 25 with 11 strikeouts.
Yeah, it's been rough. But the one thing with a guy like this is he's just one swing away. There's always the threat of the long ball when he fills up the box.
They've got the shift on for him with Poppy flipped over to the right side.
10 home runs in his career at Clemson.
Yeah,
he's Sean.
19 homers this season.
Double that total.
I know how that goes.
What's a fair expectation for Gabe Gackel today?
I'd say they would be tickled if he could get them twice through the order. I mean, I think that would be, if he could give them a chance to win the game, and it's the 5th, I would say they would take that in a heartbeat. It's been a little bit of a head scratcher with a guy that has premium stuff.
First start since April 2nd on the road at Auburn, when he got touched for 4 runs and 6 hits. Last week against Missouri appeared twice. All-time leader, active leader in wins, and Gackel delivers. Bounce to first, and handled over at first base. Reese Robinette was injured earlier this series, and so room service for Carter Rutenbach.
Yeah, Michael, we should be fine with the
and now Judge Udemark
bullpen later in the game. If Gabe can get us through 4 and maybe even 5, while we're still in the game, that would be huge going forward today.
18 home runs for Udemark, and Gackel challenges him with 94 up in the zone.
I think he's going to see a lot of that. Gackel's best pitch relative to national averages from a swing and miss standpoint is that fastball. National average around 18% on swing and miss. His is almost 25%. So it is an elite fastball. But this is a dude, if you mess up, this dude will make you pay. Judd Utermark has been doing this throughout his career. 22 home runs last year, going to hit 20-plus again this season. One of the most physically intimidating dudes in the country.
Half of them come in league play. Gackle tugs 96. What do he come with here? 1 and 2. The power hitting Utermark.
Climb the ladder with that heater again. You're either going to throw a chase breaking ball, something out of the zone, or climb the ladder.
Right back with a mid-90s fastball. Judd Utermark, 6'5", 250.
Higher.
Last year, 22 home runs, second most in Ole Miss single season history.
I don't use the term physically intimidating.
Drop that breaker on and Gabe
lightly, Tom. This dude checks that box.
That's how you referred to me when you saw me eating breakfast this morning.
You are intimidating. You can put some food down.
Breaking ball away, 2 and 2. You set a land speed record. The breakfast burrito disappeared in a heartbeat.
It had 0 chance. That poor thing. Well done, though.
Hey, Roy. Good to see you, buddy.
2-2 to Utermark, and goes back to the breaking ball.
So, and this has kind of been the deal with Gackle. Like, are you trying to get a swing and miss on a 2-2 breaking ball? Really, you shouldn't be. If you get a swing and miss in the zone, that's fine. But now you nibble, and now you're back to a more predictable count.
With the breaking ball to strike out Utermark. Puts him down in order, but took 17 pitches to find the first.
Good start to the game right there. Now it'd be great to come out and put up 3 or 4 runs. On offense. All right, we're at 68, halfway through the first. Y'all know what to do. So much better when I look up there and I can see my numbers now. Sarge doesn't like change when things don't work. It drives me nuts. Yeah, Jeff, I agree. If he lives down there, keeps that fastball high, that breaking ball low, but it's got to be a competitive breaking ball, though. It can't be way outside, but he can keep it close, just out of the strike zone like that. Yeah, that would be huge.
Season 12 and 11 in conference play. I have an offense that has been bottom half of the league over the course of the season, but all of a sudden Kahil Aloy is smoking hot.
Yeah, what a huge development too. They need him to provide some thump in the middle of this batting order. It's been pretty slow, but boy, heating up right here at the perfect time.
Look at Taylor Rabe opposite for this game 3 for Ole Miss. Rabe comes in 3-3 with a 4.24 ERA. Big right-hander, 6'5", 200. Out of the upstate in South Carolina. This will be his 12th appearance and 6th start in the season. In 40 and a third innings, you strike out 47. That's good. What is great is only 5 walks on the year.
It's pretty remarkable, especially when you consider it's a fastball up to 99. Tommy. He's not a one-trick pony. I mean,
you're watching.
It's 2 types of fastballs. You get a slider and a changeup as well. But he leads the SEC in league games.
My boy, what's up, buddy? That's the first time I've ever done
strikes, that. His strikeout to walk ratio, and it's not even close, Tommy. It's 8-1, and the next guy is at 7, and then there's a few guys
if he keeps
at
him
6.
like that last one, Jeff.
Elite
yes,
stuff combined with tons of strikes, and you can tell why they have a distinct advantage in game 3s often in this league.
And he delivers the first pitch fastball for a strike to Damian Ruiz.
Come on, Damian.
Junior from Livingston, Texas. Ruiz 3 for 8 this weekend. He is
not a problem, Michael.
Top 10 in the league in on-base percentage at a 462 clip. And he sends a chopper up the middle.
There it is.
Over the glove of Owen
way to set the table.
And Ruiz with a leadoff single.
Boy, it felt like Pano was playing more to the pull side than you would think with a guy that throws as hard as Taylor Rabe does. It's a ball Tommy, this is just a ball that look how far left he is, right? And that ball bounces 3 times in the infield. And Pano's an athletic kid. It's not that he doesn't have range. He's just playing way over there to the left, and a ball that's not hit all that hard goes for a leadoff single.
So leadoff man on for Ryder Helfrich. Runner goes. Foley's throw is not in time, and Damian Ruiz with his 14th stolen base on the year and 15 tries, and Ole Miss wants to challenge it.
Now that has me in my feels there, Tommy.
Ole Miss moving a safe at second base.
Playing some baseball here early.
And first pitch, like that's all scouting. You've got to feel he doesn't like to pick. You know he's slow to the plate. Looks like, to me, I thought the hand just got there ahead. It wasn't an awesome jump by Ruiz.
Arkansas came in as a team willing to run. Not top tier in the league like
it was
Kentucky
closer than it needed to be, but he was
Oklahoma,
safe.
5th in the conference with 68 swipes on the year. And running on Foley, who's thrown out about 25% of base stealers.
I love to see the aggressiveness right off the bat, though.
Well, home fans think he's out. I mean, think he's safe.
Kurt, what's going on, buddy? Hope you're having a great Sunday.
Don't think they'd be biased, do you?
No, they might see the replay a little different. But I thought he was safe.
One of the best fan bases in college baseball, and what an afternoon to be at the ballpark. Jeff Head is the veteran crew chief.
What'd you think here, Tommy?
Yeah, I think he's in.
Yeah, that hand's there.
After review, the runner is safe. Ole Miss has 1 challenge remaining.
Kind of early to waste a challenge, but I like it.
When the last time I called a game was where the leadoff hitter went on the first pitch. I mean, that just
hope you're enjoying your time in here in Fayetteville. We saw you on TV. Yes, was it Friday? I think
Ricky Henderson contest.
Looking good, my brother. Looking good.
So Helfrich now in an RBI situation.
Love that Michael home run yesterday.
On the year, second most on the team for Arkansas. And we featured Helfrich in the open, and right off the bat, as a catcher, and a rarity in college baseball, calls pitches. The junior from Discovery Bay, California, asked for a breaking ball to Utermark on the 3-2 pitch. That impressed you?
Yeah, it does, just because I think Utermark, like me, sees breaking ball for a ball, and you just assume you're getting a fastball on a full count. But, you know, Helfrich, not only did he throw another breaking ball, it was a different type of breaking ball. And those are the kinds of advanced things from a pitch calling standpoint. Now, the pitcher still has to make you look smart. But to me, that's kind of a next level pitch call, especially when you consider still just 21 years old.
Rabe missed with 97 low, and now the 2-1. And he brings it up in the zone for a strike, 2-2.
Helfrich's mad at himself. Yeah, that was one of those takes where you see the bad body language. That's not directed at the home plate umpire, Ronnie Teague. He got caught guessing there in a 2-1 count and let a fastball go right by his waist.
Back-to-back 97s from Taylor Rabe. Heads up, Hudson Polk. Doing the limbo down there.
So he's late on that one, too. So we got a little cat and mouse game going with pitch calling because
you're going to have some fun out there.
He takes a 2-1 fastball, then he's late on a 2-2 heater. Thank goodness for the Nets now, Tommy, huh?
Yeah, indeed. 97, 97, and 96 in the last 3 fastballs from Taylor Rabe. Back to 97.
Sticking with the heater, it just doesn't look like Helfrich's on the fastball, and I think that's been a big part of Helfrich's growth as a hitter. Is you could argue that first couple years on campus, that's all he was on, and this year he's become a much more well-rounded hitter.
56 starts behind the plate for a CWS team last year, and he walks on a breaking ball.
Good start.
Surprised he didn't go right back to upper 90s?
Well, at some point, again, the cat and mouse is like, okay, he's been late. Is he going to make the adjustment and try to be on time for the fastball? And Helfrich, again, this is the polish with Helfrich that we talk about. He's made big jumps in his barrel percentage. He's swinging and missing less, hitting fewer ground balls. Like there's just an evolution in his game that's noticeable this year.
Austin Foley is going to take an early visit to the mound as Camden Kojal waits for his plate appearance. Foley chatting with Rabe after the Damian Ruiz leadoff single. And then the walk by Helfrich.
Now, this is how you draw it up if you're Arkansas. 2 guys on for a guy who comes into the weekend top 5 in the SEC in ribbies.
Let's go, Camden.
Colesville sitting on 14 home runs to go with those 53 ribbies. And chatting with Dave Van Horn during batting practice, he knows his ballpark as well as anybody, and he certainly knows the weather patterns. With the wind blowing in today, it may be one of those rare low-scoring Sundays.
Yeah, is in or over a better description? It's more right to left, right? But I think the most of the ballpark is going to be very hard to get it out of here. You're probably going to have to go from the left center field gap to the left field line. Or I will say it does feel like, Tommy, that if you hit a ball at a couple of the barriers out there to right, whether it be the scoreboard or the new player development center out there in right field, if you hit a line drive, that ball tends to cut through the wind because there is a little blockage out there.
Reached for a little bit extra, 98 that time.
But the first 2 days, it was just gushing straight out. And, yeah, he was sharing with us a few of the balls that left the yard that maybe ordinarily wouldn't. One of the neat things about this sport, though, Tommy, is it's an outdoor game, and so the elements very much factor in.
Colesville's got 2 hits this weekend. Both of them have left the yard, and he sends a ground ball to the right side. Decker trying to hurry, gets the out at second, no play at first. And so Ole Miss, which has only turned 24 double plays on the season, which is the 4th fewest in the SEC, fails to get that second out.
I did like the aggressiveness there by Dom Decker. Flip your hips, get the lead runner, and now the double play is still in order to potentially get out of the inning. But at the very least, you keep one less runner from scoring position. I think he could have made the safe play there. He chose the more aggressive play, and it paid off.
So runners at the corners and 1 down. And New swings at the first.
Let's go, Micah.
Senior from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, 6'1", 190. Having a fantastic series. 8 for 10 this weekend.
Ooh. That's 97 right down the pipe.
0-2. Pardon me. Wrong column. I think he's still having a good series through my eyes.
Yeah, he has hit a homer, drove in 3, just 6 less hits than you said.
And he's dispatched 3 pitches as Rabe notches his first strikeout.
Boy, now that's carving a dude up right there. First pitch breaking ball, you get a reach, get ahead in the count, and then just paint 97 on the edge. Look at that command. We talked about just an elite strike thrower, and yes, he did walk Helfrich in this inning, but that just gives you a glimpse at the command he has of the baseball right there.
And now this dude, Kuioloe, 5 for 8 with a double and 2 home runs, and the junior from Wailuku, Hawaii, starting to come into his own.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for most of the year for Kuhio, but boy, has he turned it on here lately. 5 for 8, a couple large ones in this series. And it really comes down with Kuhio, Tom, it really boils down to can he hit the ball in the air? Because he hits the ball as hard as anybody in the conference. The problem is when your ground ball rate's over 50%, you're not taking advantage of how strong you are because you're not giving yourself enough chances.
Well, 4 of his 7 home runs have come in league play. Now smoke to the left side of the ground home run as Ruiz waltzes home for the first run of the game. Well, if you hit it hard, it gets through quicker.
There's no doubt about that. Now 5 RBIs on the weekend. And Kahil Oloy, they needed him to be a big-time presence in this lineup, and this weekend he has been just that. Again, has struggled with hitting the ball on the ground, but has been red hot here lately, and the Hogs take an early lead.
And that brings Carter Rutenbar to the plate. Couldn't touch 98. Rutenbar hitting .316 with a couple home runs and 15 driven in. He's playing over at first base due to the injury to Reese Robinette. And a fastball upstairs, 1-1. Rabe has already thrown 21 pitches in this opening inning.
We're getting that pitch count up.
They're definitely making him work. Rutenbar withstanding. It's not been one of the better Arkansas offenses this year, but it is a veteran group. It's a group that will string some at-bats together, and again, been very offensive this weekend with 7 home runs in the two ball games so far. So it's an offense playing with confidence.
Get ready. Here comes that 97.
Here are the numbers on the season for Arkansas.
It's crazy how kind of middle of the pack this group has been all year long. There's really nothing that really jumps out for this group, but there is some thunder in there, and they've been showing it this week.
Yeah, Rutenbar goes down swinging, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. A couple of strikeouts in the first for Rabe. But the leadoff man gets on, gets over, and gets
in. Enough of you. He's basically pitching 2 pitches, break a ball, fastball. I told him it was coming. Think we can do that. We can do that. Give him a little fire. Yeah, it's blowing more right to left today, Micah, for sure. Coming out of the southeast.
Runs by 4 different Hogs. Game 2, Ole Miss's offense bounced back, 4 home runs and a season-high 16 hits. Great visit pregame with Ole Miss head coach Mike Bianco in his 26th season as the head man.
26 seasons, Tommy. You know what that means?
What does it mean?
It means that we're old. Fortunately, he's a little older, but it means that dude's skin is as thick as they come. Like, you survive in this league for 26 years and you are one tough cookie.
Will Furness at the plate. Arkansas was putting the shift on in the middle of the pitch from Gabe Gackle with Poppy moving over to the right side.
Not great timing. It also means that it's been 26 years since I played college baseball, which, gosh, that hurts my brain to think about.
And Furness pokes it the opposite way. Leadoff single for the Ole Miss first baseman.
That was just a pretty little piece of hitting. But, yeah, his first was my last.
Here's a nugget for you. Okay. No coach has more wins against Dave Van Horn than Mike Bianco. They have coached against each other 86 times, and Bianco has won 46 to 40 losses head-to-head.
Wow.
You think there's some respect there between the two dugouts?
They have to be the two most elder statesmen in the conference, not just baseball, right?
I would think.
All right, Gabe.
A quarter century being a head coach in the Southeastern Conference?
So no football coach has been around that long. Nobody on the basketball side.
Certainly not at the same place in the league.
How about Oklahoma softball? How long has she been around?
I don't know, but as long as she wants to be.
That's right. She's already got a statue. It's been long enough to get a statue. Here's Hayden Federico. And he looks at his strike, 0-2. Gabe Gackle could be a difference maker for Arkansas if he could. What would be the key word for you? Just efficiency?
Yeah, I think so. I think the weird thing for Gackle is really his whole career, he's pitched better out of the bullpen than he has as a starter.
But he wasn't pitching great out of the bullpen this year. They're trying to get the lead runner. They throw it into left field. Furness can't advance because he's still sitting down on the bag. Nolan Souza commits his 6th error of the season.
Get the for sure out, sir.
For an Arkansas defense, middle of the pack in the SEC, 8th in fielding percentage.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm talking about, Tommy, where, it's risky, right? It's risky to try to take that lead out and make that throw because the ball, the runner are all arriving at the same time. Mike Bianco wants to know if there's interference there because his runner couldn't go to third because Cam Kojal's laying on him. Derek Malika looks like he's being nice and patient with him. So Souza kind of pulls the throw, and you'll see that the attempt to catch it takes him into Will Furness. And then I think Bianco's point is, did he belabor lane on Furness? But here's the key for the base runners. You have to make an attempt.
Yes.
At the base. So Furness didn't try to get up and go, and my guess is that's probably the nature of the way that conversation went.
And so Derek Malika rules that there was no obstruction on the play. And we move on with Colin Reuter at the dish. Going back to the word efficient with Gabe Gackle, he has 8 starts this season coming into today. The top of the first was his first 1-2-3 inning to start a game this year.
Yeah, that's how you highlight the search for efficiency. It's all there. I mean, this is a guy that really, since he showed up on campus, everybody was projecting as a first-round pick. Fastball's 94, 95. It gets great swing and miss, especially at the top of the zone. There's a short slider, a big curveball. He can flash a swing and miss changeup. It's all there. Can he regularly put it together and command all of those offerings? That's been the challenge.
And breaking ball misses away. What's the difference in usage between the short slider and the curveball?
I think it's a matter of, what that hitter does better, and then he's going to throw the curveball and the changeup more to lefties and the short slider a little more to right-handers. But, we saw him strike out Utermark with the bigger look, right? So he can still use that to both sides of the plate.
Back-to-back breaking balls to take care of Reuter, and that is a second K for Gabe Gackle. And brings Owen Pano to the plate. 1-0 Arkansas lead in the bottom of the second. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Pano pops it up to left field into the corner. Ruiz tracing it, and it is into the bullpen and gone. Just inside the foul pole for a 3-run home run by Owen Pano, just his 4th of the season.
How about that, Tommy? We talked about it right from the jump. The conditions factor in.
Didn't need that
a ton, and this is a ball that is 45 degrees off the bat, Tommy. I mean, this is just a high fly ball. You can see he kind of cuts it, but he cuts it to the very perfect spot you could cut a pop. Look how high
that's
this ball
two
is.
they've gotten lucky. That's carried
that
out
would
like
get you
that
yelled at in the
yesterday
cage.
and that one.
But today it's a 3-run homer. You see Ruiz didn't see it at first, and that ball just somehow stayed straight, which is pretty hard to believe.
And this ball smoked right to Pompey. Finds his leather for out number 2.
Good job, Pompey.
The air leads to an extra run there, and so you don't capitalize on a chance that is pretty routine, and then some circumstances don't go in your favor, and boom, just like that, you're down 2 runs.
9-hole hitter Cannon Golden fouls one off. All right, our friend Matt Jones from Whole Hog Sports, a beat writer, covers this Arkansas team, helped us out here. Van Horn and Corbin came into the SEC the same year. They're tied for the second longest tenure behind Bianco.
In the whole league in every sport? Or just in baseball?
I think just baseball, but only Keith Madison when he was at Kentucky and Roy Mewborn when he was at Vandy have coached against each other more in the SEC.
Yeah,
they went head-to-head 91 times from 1979 to 02.
Okay, so we're gaining on it.
Carried out.
Gaining.
So this is 87 or is this 86?
I think it's 87. Yeah, it's 87.
This is 87. 40. Okay. So this is 87. So if you could play in Hoover.
Yep.
And then next year could be the tie-in because, Lord willing, I don't see either one of these guys not back in uniform next season.
2 balls and 2 strikes. A Cannon Golden, the 9-hole hitter for Ole Miss. It's a 3-1 Ole Miss lead in the second. And Golden sends it right back up the box. First trip through the order for Gabe Gackel. He retired the first 3, then a single to Furness. Played it into an error on the Federico ground ball, the 3-run home run by Pano, and now Golden with a knock.
They're just having
good
problems
short
with
swing
it right
there
now,
by the
Mikey.
freshman left-hander. It's a left field job that's kind of been up for grabs all year for this Ole Miss club, and the freshman gets the chance here today and making the most of his opportunity with a rocket right back through the box.
You started the Dom Decker story during his first plate appearance. I want you to get into the heart of that because his parents are at the game today, and it gives us a chance to show them at the ballpark. But Decker is from Sellersburg, Indiana. You mentioned Silver Creek High School, just across the river from Louisville. And what a journey it's been for him. His dad, Joe, was his high school coach. He also played basketball. So did he play with Trey Kaufman-Wren?
They would have been there at the same time. I don't know that Dom played 4.
That long.
I don't think he played 4 years of high school basketball. But yes, they would be friendly for sure.
And the last step for him was at Murray State. And of course, a CWS team last year with a school record 44 wins. He led the MVC in on-base percentage.
Let me know where he picked.
Was on the Oxford regional team.
Just a neat story, and one of the coolest examples. The portal gets a lot of bad press these days, but if you'd have told Dom his freshman year in college that he was at the end of his college experience, he was going to end up at Ole Miss, I don't know that he would have seen that path.
He played 4 games at Wallace State Community College his first year out of Silver Creek High School. He got 8 at-bats, and now, after the run at Murray State, he's starting in the SEC, and he has started every game at second base. The 2-2. Sword, and that'll take care of him. It's strikeout number 3 for Gabe Gackel. It was a lot of work to get through the second inning. And as we head to the home half of the second, it is a 3-1 lead for Ole Miss after this 3-run home run from Owen Pano.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about anything like that, Steven. But yeah, I mean, whoever our 5 is going to be is definitely going to be, a high-profile situation because we need them. So if you ain't ready for that, then you ain't going to do us no good. I've heard Louisville spent a lot of money on a starting 5 already, though, so I don't know why you'd want to go there. I figured it might be more Arkansas or Maryland.
Ball, and the attendance figures prove it to be true. Third in the country behind Mississippi State and LSU, still averaging over 11,000 despite a down season. LSU snapped a 9-game conference losing streak with the win last night. And they got rained out like a bunch of people did on Friday. TJ Pompey fouls off the first. So Berkey, we got, what was that, 5 schools averaging over 10,000 a game?
Over 7. I think Texas was 7 at the bottom, 7-ish.
And they're featured on ESPN today against Mississippi State. Here's Pompey from Coppell, Texas. What can college baseball do? And maybe you haven't given this thought. The taking advantage of the looming labor lockout in Major League Baseball next year.
Well, I do remember the last time that happened. It was, 22 where they started the season late, and it felt like, there was, especially early in the season, that was it.
Like if interest.
And I just remember, I think that also coincided with that Tennessee team that was so famous and being so loud and brash with all their antics.
Not just baseball famous, they kind of got famous.
Yeah.
Pompey
there you go. Pompey missed it.
Misplayed by Becerra, and Pompey's adjusting the helmet, headed for third. The throw is in time, and he's out at third base.
Let the helmet come off, TJ.
Well, we have a little bit of everything on one ball put into play to right field.
Don't make the first or third out at third base.
When does a break turn in to a disadvantage? That's basically what happened right here. Just a rocket to right field. You think, okay, what a great way to start the inning. Poppy hits a rocket. See, he's running hard out of the box. Becerra lets this thing just go right under the old wickets. And at this point, you're thinking, okay, leadoff double's great. Pompey puts the gas pedal down, and what a relay there. Becerra to Pano to Utermark. Tommy, it felt like there was a little bit of indecision between Bobby Wernes and Pompey on whether he was going to go to third or not.
Yep.
The old adage is never make the first or third out at third.
Saying some choice words under his breath
where the confusion was, but he wasn't full throttle coming around second.
Well, part of the reason is his helmet started to fall off, and instead of just letting it go, he tried to make an adjustment. Souza fouls it off and lost some padding in the process, fell out of his pocket.
Can't lose your oven mitt while you're swinging.
Kidding me? How you supposed to get the cookies out?
You lose drip points for that.
So that is a single and an E9 and an assist. And a punch out of Souza is the third strikeout in the last 5 batters faced by Taylor Reyes.
Zone's getting a little wider.
Let's check it out here. So he's
right
I think
there.
You're right, Tommy. I think that's the helmet. Because Wernes is bringing it.
And tomorrow, Dave Van Horn of practice is going to institute chin straps on all batting helmets.
And usually what you see, dudes, and when they start to lose it, they just get rid of it. And Pompey was trying to save the helmet. And, you might say, well, did that really factor in? Well,
it's a bang-bang play.
It's a bang-bang play. You don't see sprinters grabbing their hair as they're trying to leg out the 100-meter in the Olympics, right? Like when you're not using your arms to run, you are slowing down.
Here's Zach Stewart from Lebanon, Missouri, and that pitch is low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Stewart. He's looking for his first hit this weekend.
It's that reminds me of the old wild pitch that goes to the backstop and you throw the guy out at home. It's just like the change of emotion in such a short period of time.
And this crowd went through everything. All of those emotions.
That wide outside strike.
Well, I mean, you're down 2 runs. You got a premium arm on the mound, and at worst, you're looking at a runner on second with nobody out. And you love the way that inning started, and you got him in the stretch and all the things associated with that. You end up with nobody on base.
up and in on Zach Stewart. Stewart's a senior. He started his college career at Missouri State. And, of course, it's turned into a great, over the last decade or so, non-conference rivalry between Razorbacks and the Bears. Coming out of Lebanon High School, he wanted to be the next Jake Berger, who was a star at Missouri State. And I feel like if you're in high school and you're the MVP of the Ozark Conference, there's really only two schools you could end up in, either Missouri State or Arkansas.
He got to do both. Works out all right. Jake Berger still swinging a heavy bat in the big leagues.
Offering low to Stewart. He tosses the bat to the side. That's a 2-out walk. Top 10 showdown Thursday night on ESPNU at 8 Eastern. Auburn and Mississippi State. Friday night's game on the SEC Network at 8:30, and Saturday's series finale starts at 4. All games available on the ESPN app. I'll be in Stark Vegas with Kyle Peterson. Had a bus driver text me today and ask me if I'd be present. And speaking of bus drivers, I'm sitting next to a bus driver right here, according to some people's eyes. It's a lot of things you've gotten mistaken for over the course of your career.
Yeah.
Maybe a pro golfer. This one a little dribbler. Ben McDonald would say jockey, but today they thought you were the bus driver. Foley with the putout. It's a 3-1 game through 2.
Well,
what that inning could have been.
Seven home runs, fourth most among SEC duos, and this lasered into Roombar's glove. He almost overstepped it.
That's when you know a ball has some serious curvature to it.
Curvature?
Yeah. You okay with that?
I'm great with it.
Like a Scotty
Scheffler?
Yeah, we need like a Scotty Scheffler Augusta National at the 10th tee box. That he steps to his right and almost misses it to his left. Watch it. That's a great look at it here. He's going to step hard right, and this ball's going to hook past his ear.
Take your word for it.
Okay.
And Unimark sends one right back up the box. Couple of squared up on Gabe Gackle.
Back-to-back pitches. We talk about navigating the Bash brothers in the middle there. If I told you they were both going to hit rockets, but you'd have an out and a guy on first, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, you take it.
So. I think so. That was 109, by the way.
It's nothing.
He's no Caden McDonald.
No, he's not even Caden McDonald's neighborhood. He says, call me when you come down the street. Caden McDonald last night for Florida, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. all 4 of his hits had an exit velo over 110.
That's insane. Yeah.
Will Furness at the plate.
110 to 115, I believe, was his range.
And for a strike to Furness. Oh, by the way, he also pitched 3 1/3, I think, scoreless.
Yeah. Ho hum.
Ho hum.
Another day at the yard for Mactani.
He's got a new nickname.
Oh.
Yeah. We're going to call him Dr. Otani.
Dr. Otani.
Dr. Otani. I was talking with Kevin O'Sullivan after the game. He said, you thought last night, he said you thought tonight was impressive. Last week at Texas A&M, he really heated up. He hit 2 home runs in the A&M series, and that was while he was studying and taking his organic chemistry final.
Yeah.
This guy's going to be a doctor.
So he hadn't played in forever. They tell him he's in the lineup. They said when he finds out he's in the locker room, just assuming he's going to be available in the bullpen but not playing the game, he's in the locker room studying organic chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
Finds out he's in the lineup. He's like, okay, cool. And then goes back.
Put the textbook down.
He's like, all right. See, just don't overthink it. Like, fill your brain up with other stuff, and you don't have time to worry about, like, overthinking your at-bats.
So you like Dr. Otani?
I'm okay with that.
Well, Furness with a single and a run scored.
This might just call him Doc.
Been some great hitters over the years that have turned into doctors, like Dr. Furness.
Yes. Great transition.
And count full now.
Imagine he's listening if he's not here.
Dad Eddie, College Baseball Hall of Famer, inducted in 2010.
One of the all-time legends of this league.
Arkansas is 2-9 this season when trailing by multiple runs after 2 innings. And a 3-run home run from Owen Pano gave Ole Miss a charge in the second.
Ozzie, if you don't like the team, why are you in here watching them? If you don't mind me asking.
Furness is homered in consecutive SEC series. They had that wild weekend with Georgia last weekend in Oxford. He went 5 for 10 with 3 home runs and drove in 5. And he got a home run earlier this series. Runner goes, little tapper. Gacko can only go to first. And Udemark advances.
Move the runner on a full count right there. Trust Will Furness to put the ball in play. And nothing magical, but you do move the runner into scoring position.
How magical is Hayden Federico's diving catch to end that Georgia game?
This dude's had a heck of a year with the glove, and he's been.
I understand that. That's your opinion.
Really
though.
good recently too with the bat, but really done a nice job out there in center field. Playing a little banged up right now too.
Sophomore from West Monroe High School in Louisiana, and a first pitch strike. Valedictorian of his high school class, a starting quarterback, threw for 3,000 yards and 36 touchdowns, ran for another 1,800. And West Monroe High School is not just a run-of-the-mill high school. That is a powerhouse football program. Nothing in 2 out of Federico.
You don't have to convince somebody that
31 and 17 play high school football like that.
You're like, yep, that checks.
That tracks.
There's a lot of teams in the country that would love to be 31 and 17.
Gacko misses with the breaking ball, and it sneaks by Helfrich.
Not something you see that often.
4 pass balls on the season charged to Ryder Helfrich.
I'm sure that'll go as a wild pitch, but one that he expects to keep in front. The old 5-hole, Tommy. Just got caught peeking a little bit there on a 59-foot breaking ball. You can see he's frustrated about that. That doesn't happen often.
Well, Udemark 90 feet away for Federico. Whoa. Rumbar came off the bag, but is able to retreat on the throw from Souza. It's just a 12-pitch inning for Gackel. He's got him through 3, but Ole Miss leads 3-1.
Hey, Jason Anson, thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Welcome in. Welcome to the Sarge Squad.
Let's take a look at the SEC headlines. How about the Dogs with a 2-game lead in the SEC now? Wes Johnson's team knocking on the door. Aggies right behind them. Berkey, there was a on-campus baseball record last night, unofficial. 102,000 watched Banana Ball, and A&M also played a doubleheader. Vanderbilt getting late early on the West End.
Man, that was a painful sweep if you're a Vanderbilt fan this weekend. Just felt like they had a lot of momentum. It was an Alabama team that was kind of scuffling coming in, and boy, did Bama right the ship. Vandy gets swept, and you know they have 2 series that on paper you certainly feel good about them winning, South Carolina and Missouri, but the RPI being in the upper 60s, you just don't know how much those 2 series are going to help them.
Ryder Helfrich at the plate, 1-1 after that pitch from Taylor Rabe. So projections right now coming into the week, Vanderbilt last 4 in. Kentucky first 4 out. Got a good performance from Jackson Jelkin on the mound. Struck out 11, walked none for the Wildcats yesterday. Helfrich puts a charge into it. Federico takes it in for out number 1. And how about, despite Auburn winning its 5th consecutive SEC series, Gavin Grahovac homered 2 more times, and your guy, a guy you have compared to the legend Bo Jackson, Jorian Wilson, also got a home run.
I'm telling you, I know that sounds crazy.
It sounds absolutely insane.
It does. It does. I really don't want to do the kid a disservice by doing that. Of course, we didn't get to watch Bo Jackson actually play college baseball. All we hear is these crazy legends. But, like, I saw him with my own eyes, Tommy, meaning Jorian Wilson, hit 2 backdoor breaking balls out of sight against LSU.
Squad.
Like, did you know there's pine trees behind the left center field wall at LSU? Can you picture that kind of, sort of?
No, I can't. No.
There are, because I saw him hit
before the high school field.
Yeah, it's like to the if you know, as we're sitting here, it's to the gap side of the bleachers. There are pine trees back behind those. He hit 2 balls in there on breaking balls, which he's a left-handed hitter, so that's opposite field. We saw him. I saw him last week hit a ball over the scoreboard, over the building that's by the scoreboard.
Yeah.
I saw him take a ball to right center field gap and play it barehanded on 1 hop for no reason, for giggles.
Yes. All of this, yes.
He's a freshman.
All of this, yes. But Bo Jackson showed up at Kauffman Stadium for his first ever workout, and a writer made a snide comment after he hit like 5 straight over the wall, and he said, bet he can't do it left-handed. He turned around left-handed, and the first pitch he hit off the crown scoreboard.
Okay, do we know that? Like, is that one of those that he made the batting cage fall down?
That came from the guy who was throwing him batting practice. Jerry Terrell told me that.
They don't get nothing from the college.
Maybe.
And Jack Crow, who was coaching, longtime college coach, was coaching an all-star game at the Superdome, and Bo Jackson walked in, and he saw the punters. And he said, what are you guys doing? They said, we're trying to kick the ball off the scoreboard. He goes, let me try. First try. Punted. Bo Jackson won the Heisman Trophy in 1985, and he hit 401 for Auburn that year.
Okay.
I
just
love
saying.
the comp, and
yes.
I love where you're going.
Yes.
And I love that you're an early adopter, but just can we let it marinate just a hair?
For sure. I'm trying to tell you how freakish he is. They tell the stories about him. When he picks up a football, he throws it 70 yards, like giggling around. Like,
yeah.
Again, the power has just been immense early.
Camden Colgill sends one foul to the left side.
6'3", 230. There's just all these physical traits about the kid that are so eye-popping that it's hard to not get a little carried away.
And you are, but it's fine.
But I'm being honest about it. But I'm just giving you some reasons as to why I'm getting carried away.
Bo also had 19 stolen bases the year he won the Heisman. Hit 401 with 17 home runs. This is the kind of conversation I think you should make a guest appearance on Rally Cap on Sunday night. And you just dive in and let's do a whole feature Jorian Wilson versus Bo Jackson. Rally Cap's got a lot to talk about on Sunday between baseball and softball. Starts 6 Eastern, 5 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app as Kojal goes down swinging, and Taylor Rabe has his 4th strikeout.
I mean, Tommy, he's got, going into today, he had 97 at-bats and 12 homers.
That's a high rate. Very high
So
rate.
I don't want to just be like he did one thing this one time and I'm comparing him, but like there's some stuff here that's just, he's a little different than the other kids. I'm just going to throw that out there. I asked him why he barehanded the ball, and he looked at me like it was a weird question. He was like, he didn't have a good answer for it. He's like, I don't know. It's like when Bo caught the ball and ran up the wall.
Yeah.
Why'd you run up the wall?
Why not?
Why not?
Scored a touchdown on Monday Night Football, kept running right through the tunnel. Why not? Why'd you run over Brian Bosworth? Because he was there. Like a new fouls it off.
I mean, it's not like a Mike Rooney and he compared like a shortstop for Purdue to Bo Jackson. I feel like Jorian Wilson, who played like Texas high school football, I asked him what offense they ran. He said the power spread, which I thought was yes.
You know what that is? That's a spread offense with Jorian Wilson
at quarterback. That's right.
Yeah. That's where the power comes from. Rabe works a 1-2-3 inning. Gets strikeouts of Kojal and New. Needs just 15 pitches.
This guy's spinning it up there. I don't know. I think they're just sitting in a room talking. Because they don't seem to be too interested in the game. We're doing great, real life. He went on his first side-by-side ride around yesterday.
You just get you a little backspin to left field, and I think you'll like the way the ball finishes up. Owen Pano with the biggest swing of the ball game to this point.
He's due up second as Colin Reuter leads off. A big cut. Reuter struck out swinging against Gabe Gackel back in the second. Gackel over 50 pitches now. When he was fully stretched out as a starter, he hit the 90-pitch mark 5 games into his starts. Mid-March against Mississippi State. He threw 50 last week out of the bullpen at Mizzou. One and one to Reuter.
Tommy, do you think, did you find the conversation that we had with Mike Bianco today interesting around just kind of modern baseball, walks, strikeouts, homers? I mean, what is it interesting? I find it interesting that the longest tenured coach in the league has what you could consider to be, for modern terms, maybe the most modern. They lead the league offensively, lead the league in Ks, lead the league in walks, and they coming into the weekend they were 5th in homers. I mean, the whole 3-outcome version of the game that we played. I just find it interesting that I think that's part of the reason he's still doing it, Tommy, is because he similar. You know, that's kind of conversation around Saban through the years, right? That he wasn't afraid to adjust and evolve and move. What's that?
Yes. A little bit of selective memory, but Saban was kind of pushed into that.
Maybe.
Kiffin showed up.
Yes.
But he was adamant that we're not doing this. This is bad for the sport.
Right.
But then, yes,
he did
I
switch.
agree. Big
right.
picture, the willingness for veteran coaches to reinvent themselves.
And
93. Reuter caught looking.
And I felt like, this is my first time spending time with Coach this year. Gabe Gackle doing what he can do at times, man, which is really command the fastball. That is his best offering. He puts it to good use there. But just centering around, I mentioned earlier that his first year being a head coach in this league was my junior year, which was 2001. I mean, literally, we're talking turn of the century.
Pano's got a couple of knocks. This one just passed the reach of Souza.
And in that generation, striking out looking, really striking out, but especially striking out looking was the worst thing you could do as a hitter. I mean, there was no other worse thing you could do. And it's just interesting to me that he now
fully embraces it.
He fully embraces it. Didn't say that he liked it, especially the strikeout looking. He's like, I'm still not like totally digging striking out looking.
Right here Friday night, they struck it 11 times, 9 of them looking.
9 looking. He's like, now
idiots,
that's not okay.
Talk about the graphics. They just popped up for you.
But the compliment to that is because their walk numbers are so high, as you pointed out, they're going to be deep in counts, and looking going to be a byproduct of that.
It can happen. And again, the stuff is much more extreme than it was 26 years ago when he took over.
Pitchers stuff.
Yes, yeah. The stuff that the hitters are forced to handle and manage. It's just, again, it's just so fascinating to me when home runs have always been a big thing. Nobody ever didn't think home runs were cool, right? But walks used to not nearly be as highly valued, and striking out used to be such a scarlet letter. And it just, I don't know, it's just interesting to hear him kind of rap on that. And he couldn't really point to a year when he finally was all in with the modern approach, but he definitely admitted to evolving with it as the time has gone on.
Well, and isn't part of that the type of players that you're able to get to campus?
Mm-hmm.
It's recruiting and what's available, and how can you be so efficient, and how can you get more bang for your buck?
Yep.
Yeah, they're not even talking about what's going on.
Get you back to Omaha, and you can sack a couple of those dudes back-to-back in your lineup, and if Furness's pop comes around, now all of a sudden you're a wagon. Foley draws a walk here with one down in the fourth.
Hey, what do you know? He called something.
And Austin Foley is a great example of what we're talking about. I mean, here's a guy that, coming
third in the league in strikeouts.
Third in the league in strikeouts, and coming into the weekend was under 200. But, last year he hits 21 homers. He's, not going to probably get to 21 this year. But
he's got 5 in the last 5 games.
He can do that for you. I also think you talked about recruiting. I think your eye changes as to maybe the type of player you're willing to take, right?
Of course.
And then not just take, but then play every day. Like Judd Utermark last year struck out 92 times. But you got 22 homers out of it and 70 ribbies.
Ronnie Teague breaks up the conversation after Matt Hobbs went out to chat with Gackle and company.
There might have been an era where you might not have had the stomach for that. You're like, I just don't know if I can.
Right.
I can watch 92 strikeouts. But in today's age, you take it every day of the week. He played second base. What if I told you in 2001 your second baseman would strike out 92 times?
Yikes.
But also hit 22 homers.
Cannon Golden at the plate. Helfrich smothers that one. True freshman out of Buford High School in Georgia, just outside of Atlanta. Trying to find
a little, I would say, real life. He's
consistent solution in left field. It's been a revolving door for Ole Miss this year. Two on and one out. Mike Bianco's team with a 3-1 lead, trying to get a series win after getting run ruled game number 1. There is action in the Arkansas bullpen behind Gackle, who's sitting at 66 pitches. Parker Coyle is getting loose, and this is a lefty-heavy batting order for Ole Miss. 3 of the top 4 in the lineup, and 4 lefties overall with 1 switch hitter.
Well, we talked about maybe could he get him through the lineup twice? This would be twice.
Now 3-1.
Gabe's just got to repeat his arm.
So first hit
consistently
for Golden in his previous at-bat in the last 4 SEC series.
Just like that.
And he takes a high strike, 3-2. He was 0 for 8 against LSU in 3 starts. 2 starts against Tennessee, went 0 for 5, and 0 for 3 last week against Georgia in a couple of games.
They've started 5 different people at left field. When we talk about revolving door, that would.
The most insulting part of that comment you just made is you called them people. 3-2. Pulled down the line. You know, they haven't had 3 different left fielders, 3 different players. No, people.
Yeah,
it's been
humans.
so pedestrian that we're just putting people out in left field.
We need a human to take the spot for us. It didn't mean to be insulting, but 5 different players have started a game of left field.
I hope that makes the podcast on Monday. 2 aboard for Golden, singled with 2 outs in the second. And he looks at strike 3, couple of those up in the zone, but Ronnie Teague had them as strikes, and Golden goes down looking.
Yeah, both the 3-1 and the 3-2, exact same spot in the zone. And is it borderline? Yes. Do you need to pull the trigger there? It's kind of back to our conversation, Tommy. Striking out, looking, runners in scoring position. Like,
what do you mean it was high?
Those are the times, especially, again, that's a freshman learning his way through this league, but you can't strike out looking right there with a runner in scoring position.
5 Ks for Gackle. 2 of them have come looking, both Golden and to start the inning, Colin Reuter, and now the top of the order in Dom Decker.
If he gets out
you
this
saw
without
Dom's
giving
parents
any
at the
runs,
game
I give him props.
today. We're coming off the field after batting practice.
Joe and
really
Stephanie,
one
great
bad
to
pitch
see them as always.
A 3-run homer, which could have been
not too bad a drive from
avoided if we turned that double
12, 13 hours.
Jeez.
Simple around the block.
Ball and a strike.
I just think he tries to get too cute with it instead of just attacking the hitters.
Seeing my folks
he
here
wastes too many pitches.
I thought you said y'all weren't
dancing
coming.
around the zone.
My dad said, "Nah, we decided to hop in the car and go."
Hop in the car. Last year, Decker was #1 in the country in chase rate. Only 8% chase rate, and he has kept that as a standout number this year,
yeah,
too.
number 2 in the SEC at 10%. So to get to this league, you have to have a carrying tool for Decker. He just doesn't leave the strike zone often.
And you see the good eye there, and a pitch in the dirt. And the backside,
wow.
He's out. And Helfrich throws him out of the inning as Austin Foley, his counterpart, had a late and slow break for second on a pitch in the dirt.
Well, the old rule is if the lead guy goes, you go. But on a ball in the dirt, that changes the rules. If you don't get as good a jump as the lead guy, you got to put on the brakes. You see Foley looks, hesitates, and at that point, you are a sitting duck for the arm of Ryder Helfrich.
That's a mistake we can need to take advantage of.
Maybe they can, on Rally Cap today, do the Jordan Wilson boat. Not too much to ask to do it in one day. Maybe next week. Jordan Wilson versus Bo.
Let me tell you something. As you can tell, it doesn't take much to get me to talk about Jordan.
Yeah, I'll see that. I seen a thing where
Aloy with a grounder
to the Cardinals
short,
too.
excuse me, and that's Pano.
I'd take him.
One down.
As a Cardinals fan.
So State going for the series sweep over in Austin today. Auburn took the series from A&M, finale today. Florida and Oklahoma in a good one. Not as short a drive as I thought from Norman to Fayetteville, but beautiful nonetheless.
Oh, really? What was ish?
North of 3.5.
Oh, yeah. It was beautiful at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
This is a great
midnight.
sight. Yeah, there's some.
I didn't go over the Tilly Willie Bridge, but I did go through a tunnel. So that was the Bobby Hopper Tunnel. That was fun. Am I the only one that honks their horn as soon as they get into a tunnel?
I don't know. I don't. So,
do you have much experience driving through tunnels?
A couple, yeah.
Yeah, I just think as long as no one else is around, it's an automatic. Did you also not ask the semis to honk the horn when you were in the back of the station wagon back in the day?
Yeah, when I was 8, I did.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to throw you off the Tilly Willie Bridge before the day is done. 2-1 to Rutenbar. But what a fantastic league we have to be able to jump around from site to site within one weekend and see the support at the various schools. It's actually Oklahoma's last homestand in Norman. They're going to play the Tennessee series at Bricktown in Oklahoma City. Yeah.
Just cause.
I mean, just cause money, but yeah, just cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
They're refurbishing the stadium, but that won't start until later in the spring. Obviously, Oklahoma's still in play to host, and so they won't start tearing anything up until after that is known at the very least. But yeah, they play Bedlam in Bricktown on a regular basis. Get close to a larger population center. Swing and a miss for Rutenbar. SEC softball tournament right around the corner in Oklahoma. The regular season champs in the #1 seed. Tuesday, 1 Eastern on the SEC Network. It's in Lexington this year. SEC Now starts coverage at 12:30. 6 Ks now for Taylor Ray. TJ Poppy coming up.
Well, fastball really plays, doesn't it? I mean, he's gotten a lot of swings and misses. I mean, you talk about the velocity, but the carry to it, it's almost the velocity piece in today's game is really less of an impact than the characteristics of the fastball.
Interesting.
How does
the shape?
How does it? That's the modern term is shape, but how it moves through the zone.
Yes, I am.
Is more impactful to the. You think of Connor Fennell is a perfect example of that.
Who wants it? And handled by Furness. 1, 2, 3 frame. Second trip through the order. Rabe has been perfect. Needed just 10 pitches there. We'll talk with DVH right after this.
We'll talk with DVH right after this. It just depends on how you set it up real life. I think it reoccurs automatically until you shut it off. I think. Yeah, definitely. If it was gifted, you have to do it again if you want to continue to be a member. 100% correct, Eagles.
Four innings.
Yes, sir. jams, got in a couple jams, we got out of it. You know, we made a mistake, didn't get that force out at second, and then they promptly hit one, the only place that ball could have gone out. And we knew right when it was hit, we were just hoping it would blow foul. We've seen left-handers do that a lot here, you know, if you hit it with that wind, and it did it, got out.
Dave, it's about that time of year, right? The calendar flips to May, you start smelling the postseason. What do you feel like your team needs to do to really play your best ball here down the stretch?
Well, we got to swing the bat a little bit better. You know, we swung it well on Friday, not so much yesterday, and it has to do with some really good pitching we were facing. And then today, right now, you know, he's throwing the ball 97, 98 miles an hour, and we're struggling with it a little bit. But we've got to do a lot better job of driving in runs, but just some quality at bats, a lot more quality at bats.
Dave, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Okay,
thanks,
see
Dave.
you guys.
Head coach Dave Van Horn. Great story time with DVH pregame today.
Yeah, if you were gifted, then you'll have to
Bianco is done after 4 innings.
Continue real life.
5 hits and 3 runs. Hands off to Parker Coyle, the Edmond, Oklahoma native from the left side.
Yeah, Parker Coyle has been one of the most trusted relievers in this bullpen. You see more than a strikeout an inning, and it's a heavy cutter usage. Fastball is actually the pitch he throws third least, Tommy. Cutter, slider, fastball. As you take a look at his offerings, and especially against left-handers, he's going to feature that ball running away from him.
Well, you never know where a pregame conversation is going to go with Dave Van Horn. And pregame today, in terms of what they were doing over at first base with Reese Robinette, a little banged up. And he's got Carter Rutenbar over there at 5'11". And he says he makes all the plays. And this line drive handled in center field by Mike Canu. He said, but I can't remember the last time I had a first baseman that size. You have to go back to 1994. Central Missouri State finished the season 51-11 and won the Division II national championship.
You know, when he was telling that story, and it was a great story, he told his shorter first baseman than he's typically used to having. That's what brought the story up, because Reese Robinette's 6'5", and Dave's an old middle infielder like me. We like tall first basemen because we don't want to have to throw it into a thimble, right?
Yeah.
We like looking at big targets. So Dave's like, you know, I haven't started a lot of sub-6 foot first basemen. He goes back and starts telling this story, and it was great because he told the kid to take a first pitch, and the kid hits a 3-run double or triple or whatever to blow the game open. They end up
and it was every little detail about it, right?
It was amazing.
I thought the game was played in Colorado. He said, no, this was in Montgomery, the old ballpark with the cemetery behind the outfield, and just the level of detail that you get from that baseball mind.
Incredible, right? But you know what struck me really as we were listening to that story and being so entertained by his taking us down memory lane is think about the amount of winning that dude's done.
Yeah.
Like he's a Division II coach. They win the national championship. He goes to Nebraska. He takes Nebraska to the College World Series a couple times. He comes here and all he does is take them to Omaha what feels like every other year. Like that's not an accident. This dude just is a world-class Hall of Fame coach, and he wins everywhere he's been.
Well, you mentioned Nick Saban reinventing himself, especially on the offensive side at Alabama, the twilight of his career. Now these head coaches in the SEC and throughout college baseball are now turning into de facto general managers in many ways. As Souza retires Becerra, and that brings you to mark up with the bases empty. And so it's not just fundraising to get the money, it's navigating the roster, it's taken recruiting and it's put it into a blender, and it's introduced the NIL aspect of it. And really, I mean, there's no hard salary cap, but you are working with a budget year in and year out.
Yeah, however your school defines that.
So then that takes local and statewide support to get you to where you need to be. And he has delivered a winner, as you said, on a regular basis.
Yeah, I mean, he's figured it out. And this era isn't for all coaches, but if you choose to coach in this era, you better be adaptable. You better be willing to work with the current state of events.
I think a good comparison from a national standpoint is Udemark shoots one into right field has been the struggles that Tim Tadlock has had at Texas Tech. He admitted as much last weekend. 10-pitch inning for Parker Coyle in relief. We'll talk with the Ole Miss head man Mike Bianco when we return.
Not bad. We'll take that.
Bianco. Coach, did you realize that no coach has more wins against Dave Van Horn than you do? This is your 87th game going head-to-head with him. What do you think about when you think about, what Dave Van Horn and this program has meant and what you've built in Oxford at the same time?
But, obviously you can look around this place, and Dave's done an unbelievable job, as well as anybody in our league and in the country, to build a program. And, we'd like to say we've done a little bit of that in Oxford. So, two guys that have been around for a long time.
Well, we were talking about 26 years for you in this league, 24 for him in this league. How would you say the game and the sport has changed the most through your tenure? That's a big question. I know you're trying to win a ball game.
Yeah, and it really is. And, I think the normal thing everybody wants to go to is the portal and NIL, and certainly that's true. But, I've always said in every industry, it doesn't matter if it's, sports and baseball or, whatever it is, if you're going to be in something for 25 years, there's going to be changes, right? There's going to be technology and, the way, the country uses the product and so on. So at the end of the day, to not think it's going to change is pretty dumb, and so, thankfully, we're at a place that's committed to changing with it. We're committed. We have an administration that cares about baseball, and that happens a lot in our conference. So we're fortunate to be part of the SEC, where you care as much about baseball as anywhere in the country.
Mike, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
appreciate
Mike.
You.
Well, and to his point, I was just looking up attendance numbers this weekend. If you combine, and this is off last year's numbers, and I would guess would be similar this year. If you combine average attendance in the Big 12 and the ACC last year, you still don't match average per game attendance in the SEC.
Yep. What do they say around here?
Just means something.
It just means, I would say, as it pertains to baseball especially, a lot more to the fan bases and from the facility standpoint for sure.
So we started this conversation earlier this game as Souza leads off the fifth inning. How can the SEC or college baseball in general take advantage of what seems to be, by all accounts, a looming lockout at the major league level?
Yeah, I think you continue to draw more eyeballs. Did you see here recently where Major League Baseball tweeted out Arkansas's facility?
I saw that yesterday.
I mean, that's pretty interesting in an era where they're essentially trying to kill A-ball.
Would you? Right. They're shrinking the minor leagues. They're shrinking the draft. They're accelerating the time spent between the college game or the draft and the big leagues. That will help save them money, by the way. Souza with the hot shot dug out by Furness. Would you be open to the idea of taking some of these preseason non-conference tournaments that are played in February, where a lot of eyeballs are still on basketball, and saying there's no Major League Baseball in at least April and May of last year? I think that's a pretty fair assumption, though nothing guaranteed. And moving them further back. And let me just give you one idea. What if Arkansas and Nebraska played at Royals Stadium when there's no Major League Baseball in the month of April, and they played a 2-game Friday, Saturday? Do you think they'd sell some tickets?
I think they'd sell some tickets.
And it's not just, in my mind, as Stewart sends this one to left field, and it's going to carry. It's going to carry all the way over the wall.
Oh, my God.
Solo shot for Zach Stewart, and the Hogs have cut the lead to 1.
This is how you do it here, Tommy Hart. Get your fastball out. Oh, that's actually a hanging cutter right there. A hanging cutter out and away from him, trying to go in on him, and that one's just kind of spins to the outer edge. And again, that is the ball flight to play today. High and to left field, and you don't have a whole lot of problems. You can get into your home run trot quickly. Zach Stewart with his 8th of the year and his first hit of the weekend.
Yeah, back to the top of the order on Damian Ruiz. And Ruiz ahead in the count 1-0.
I love your idea.
And the point of this idea is not to get, and Arkansas fans will travel, and Nebraska fans will travel. It's not to get them to go to Kansas City. It's and maybe the Royals are a less popular example than you would find in, say, Atlanta. Or you could do the same with Georgia and Clemson. It's to get baseball fans who don't have any Major League Baseball introduced to the college game.
Correct.
They're used to going to the ballpark. They're used to going to the Battery in Atlanta. They're used to going to Arlington and Houston. You know, come out and watch these dudes who are throwing 98 to 100.
No, I do think, again, I think the last time we had a labor stoppage, which I don't think, did it affect the early, maybe the first week of the season? Well, I know it went into spring training. The college game got more eyeballs.
Yeah.
I think this time that'll be the case, maybe even 2 or 3-fold, because I just think the sport has gotten so much better. The way we cover and promote the sport, the way social media covers and promotes the sport, and we know how many baseball fans are going to be longing to see the sport.
I just think it comes with a little bit different and maybe more aggressive planning. If Arkansas and TCU can draw 22,000 to Globe Life in February,
right?
In February, how many more could you add to that, whether that be TCU and Globe Life or Nebraska in Kansas City, if you can appeal to the Major League fan who is hungry for baseball?
No,
I was not getting it in April and May.
You bring up a great point, and it wouldn't shock me if this thing gets really ugly, if you get some owners thinking like that. Now, there's some colleges that would have to give up home dates, but you can probably make the economics of that work.
If you move Globe Life, you move Arkansas and TCU from February or early March to April or May, and you convince the coaches, hey, your midweek is going to be a real midweek, and you're going to jump on a charter and go over there, but we're going to write you a check. And, oh, by the way, you can use that check for NIL. And we got a lot of television partners that would love to have some baseball in the spring when otherwise none may exist at the Major League level.
Yeah, I do think the what you said in there, that will be the nuance to it, will be the midweek, because the conference weekends are the conference weekends.
I think you have to attack it like MAC football, and you have to say we have a very real opportunity for this one window, this 1 2-month window, to get coaches and administrators and ADs to do something different, to take advantage.
That is not a strike.
Reeves thought that was ball 4. Instead, he'll head back to the dugout as the 7th strikeout victim of Taylor Rabe today.
Well, Dave Van Horn not happy about this one. A front door breaking ball.
No way.
I don't blame him. I'd love to see the K zone on that one, but I get you can see Foley's mitt. Now he's expected it to go down and away, and it goes up and in, but I can feel Ruiz's frustration there on that one.
So here's Ryder Helfrich, and Helfrich looks at a strike. You think you'd sell some ticket if it's Georgia and Clemson played at Truist, or Georgia Tech and Auburn played there?
Yes.
Arkansas, Globe Life, or Texas, as they have already in February. I mean, look at 22,000 people for Arkansas TCU in February. You're a college baseball junkie. You still had your eyes on a lot of college basketball in February.
Yeah, but this fan base was certainly ready for the Hogs to get going.
Jammed them 1-2. Now 96. Rabe's velocity holding here. 81 pitches in.
I think that feels a little less predictable. I think the part of the labor problems that I've got my eye most on is the fact that the draft might be cut again. to 10 rounds. And if the draft gets cut to 10 rounds, the level of college baseball is going to.
Helfrich sends one up the middle, 2-out single.
Is going to just continue to climb, because you talk about that's more premium high school players here. That's more third-year players, or even redshirt, fourth-year players that have another year. Like, so many people are going to be in the sport that would normally have been a 12th rounder, and he takes the $100,000 and moves on. I just think the level of play in major college baseball, if what's reported actually happens, is going to continue to climb, and that's really exciting for the sport.
Before Kojal sees a pitch, we saw J.P. Robertson getting loose. Ray will get a visit. He's 82 pitches into his game. Now, Kojal's got 2 home runs this weekend. Only 2 hits for the middle infielder.
He's had another fantastic season. Hasn't been awesome in conference play, but this weekend a couple large ones. Has done a really nice job at shortstop. That one went up on the player development center. Number 1 did this one backside here yesterday. And you get that kind of power. We talked about being top 5 coming into the weekend in ribbies, and he's played a solid shortstop. And that is big-time production in the middle of the field when you look there at all the damage that he has done this season.
Arkansas hasn't led since the first inning, when it was a 1-0 game. Upstairs to Kojal. Two-out single for Helfrich. Popped him up. Federico never saw it. Good thing it's in left field. And Golden takes care of it. A run on a solo home run from Zach Stewart.
Okay, Zach Stewart. One mighty swing of the bat brings this game within 1 run. It feels like we're in for an interesting finish, folks. Hang around here with us.
It's going to be an interesting finish. Let's pay some bills. How about that? If you're in the market for a garage, shop, shed, barn dominium, give Bill Wright Buildings a call. 479-544-0167. They're guided by faith, built with integrity, and driven by excellence. They got several locations in Arkansas. You can get a hold of them. Let them know the Sarge sent you. I have personally seen their work, and it is phenomenal what they can do. Probably going to wait getting one of them myself in due time. But we do appreciate them being a sponsor of the Razorback Live with the Sarge podcast. All right, Ozzy. Don't be spamming.
Were you hooked on phonics? I think you did a fantastic
I read
job.
at least an 8th grade level.
You know, for a big leaguer, you're a great reader. Nothing in 2 to Will Furness. Parker Coyle after relieving Gabe Gackle. And he spikes one. What do you think of Gackle's performance and what role that might play for Arkansas going forward?
I thought it was encouraging. You know, if Gabe Gackle can be that version, which is plenty of strikes, we know that he can change speeds.
Yeah.
Again, the offerings that you see from Gackle are what you dream on, but the challenge with him is always the consistency. But today he was fantastic. I mean, just the high fly ball to left, which, again, did the damage, but not exactly a rocket. So I think there's a lot to build on there.
And Hayden Federico coming up. 74 pitches, a couple of wild pitches for Gabe Gackle, and 5 hits. Federico 0 for 2 in this one.
Runes gave me a 45 on the read, said I got caught a little in between pitches.
The problem
is that fair?
You in such a bubble that you kind of need to say who Runes is.
No, if you're listening to college baseball on the SEC network, I mean, come on, Runes, that's worldwide. Mike Rooney, Professor Mike Rooney.
There you go. Thank you. You're the same guy.
At Coach Rooney on Twitter, if you'd like to.
You call people famous who aren't famous, and you use nicknames for people who, you know, we want to reach a wide audience.
You know what's funny is every time I say Tommy Hart, you don't tell me to explain who you are.
Yeah, it's because you use the last name. That's key. That's key.
Yeah, I'm just a bus driver. So.
Could you please share that story? Because once again, it turned into an inside joke.
Well,
but you arrived at the ballpark
yes,
today.
I was walking in the ballpark, and just as I was walking in, some sweet lady, as she was checking my bag, asked me if I was a bus driver.
Were you behind the wheel of a bus at the time?
And I was wearing my ESPN polo, and so that's what actually tipped her off that I wasn't. She's like, "Oh, now I see your polo. You're definitely not the bus driver." No, but I would enjoy driving a bus. That's not what I did today.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean never.
Can you do this?
I can figure it out.
You know how to pronounce Prevo? In for a strike to Federico and takes it to 3-2.
Never know, Tom.
When you were in the minor leagues, you guys bust, right? In Texas League, you flew a little bit. But did you sit up front and talk to the bus driver on the overnight trips?
The overnight trips, I was asleep usually by the time we got out of the parking lot.
Fair enough. Oh, that's a bat flip for Federico and sent it tumbling back to the Ole Miss dugout.
These are usually the toughest ones to hold your ground on, the ones that are at your lower body, but Federico wears that one without a flinch.
Well, the trainer's going to come out not for Federico, but for Coyle.
That's
along
not
with
good.
Matt Hobbs.
Well, that was quick.
They've had some issues with the landing spot on the mound. In fact, I don't know if that had anything to do with the clump of dirt that Ronnie Teague took away from the mound when Rabe had a mound visit in the 5th. Got a little dry, a little chunky today.
Yeah, well, it's windy without any clouds, so the clay is definitely going to dry out quickly.
Final from Bryan College Station. A&M beat Auburn 4-3. Aggies avoid the sweep.
Needed it.
Auburn had the bases loaded in the top of the 9th, and the Aggies bullpen came through.
Tennessee and Texas A&M both avoided sweeps.
Shot to right, Rutenbar. Pardon me. Handled out in right field, and that one
Stewart
handled with ease.
If you were paying attention to the game, you'd know
by
that
Zach
was
Stewart. This is what happens when you set your defensive alignment in Norman, Oklahoma the day before. You get a couple of guys wrong.
Yeah.
My apologies.
That's what happens when you don't pay attention to the game. You've been
And
talking
Pano coming up.
Supposed to be broadcasting for 6 innings.
What's interesting about that A&M game is it's crazy how much one game can really matter on standings and RPIs and all these kinds of things. I mean, you think about just both Texas A&M and Tennessee took fairly comfortable leads to the ninth inning and both held their breath to hold on just to squeak out one game. But the difference in squeaking out a game and getting swept is just gigantic as you're moving forward. And of course, the Aggies are trying to be a top 8, and Tennessee just fighting to get in the deal. But either way, you just can't get swept. And for the Aggies, you really can't get swept at home, right? So that's a huge hold on there by the Aggies.
Isn't it interesting, though, in college baseball especially, we spend so much time talking about series wins when in actuality it's a total number of wins and losses at the end of the season, right? What is Kentucky really good at? Not getting swept.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the record at the end of the year? You know, I understand that if Tennessee takes 2 games from Kentucky in basketball, we go, oh, they won at home and on the road. But in reality, that's no more valuable than the wins individually themselves. What if we had 4-game series on the weekend instead of 3? Would you think totally differently about a team's overall record or number of series wins or losses?
I do think series wins and losses show a completeness to your team or lack thereof that is important when you're trying to separate, especially a league like the Southeastern Conference where there are so many teams bunched up and say, okay, this team won, let's say at the end of the year, this team won 13 games, but they only won 2 series. You know,
so you think about it differently.
Yeah, I do think series wins.
I haven't
carries more weight.
Been covering the sport for a long time, and we have the league standings, and you have overall record, and you have conference record. I've never seen a column for series wins and losses when it comes to standings.
Well, I usually do it before every series. For instance, both of these teams are 4-3 in their series, right? So they're. We talked about in the Open how big of a rubber match this was because one of them will not only have head-to-head against each other, but then also one more series win than the other.
Oh, and 1 to Foley. It's a great point, and I want to follow up on that. And you are a little bit more in-depth than most. And Foley, one hopper, and that'll end the inning. And maybe we'll continue the conversation on the other side. 19-pitch frame for Parker Coyle and a pair stranded for the Rebs.
I'll put Ozzy in a little 5-minute timeout. If he keeps doing it, then I will say, "Be gone! Get thee behind me, Satan!" He's a professional troller. He's on all of my other buddies' podcasts. He does the same thing. Nothing Razorbacks can do can make him happy. Yeah. He was getting on mine, too. He's starting to get on my nerves, too. But if he starts spiraling the stream, then you got to go.
Over the apple cart.
One will not ruin it
and
for
their
the
latest
mini.
projections have Dave Van Horn in Arkansas going to Nebraska. What a scene that would be.
Not here.
That would be pretty special. Of course, Nebraska lost to Ohio State this weekend, so that hurts their chances.
What about Kansas sitting at a national? They've never hosted before. That little old ballpark in the shadows of Allen Fieldhouse, historic Allen Fieldhouse.
It wouldn't shock me if Kansas, Texas A&M loses a home series. Kansas wins again. Like Kansas could maybe even hop up even higher in the pecking order. But I'd say at this point it feels pretty safe to pencil Kansas into a top 8.
Taylor Rabe is done for the day. J.P. Robertson takes over. He's a right-hander from Madison, Mississippi. And Robertson enters this game for the 15th time on the mound this season, 2-1 with a 3.20.
All right, we're in their
37 Ks in 25 1/3.
Big-time breaking ball from Robertson. You'll see heavy breaking ball usage. Typical Ole Miss bullpen power stuff, but he likes to spin that breaking ball.
Micah New looks at a first pitch strike. New 0 for 2 today with a couple of Ks. Rabe went 5 innings, struck out 7, walked 2. 2 runs on 5 hits allowed by the Mississippi flamethrower. Swing and a miss by New.
Robertson just comes in out of the bullpen 97. He's been up to 100. But the numbers say he throws about-ish 60% off speed stuff.
Which off speed does he go to the most?
The slider. Slider 42%. He'll throw that breaking ball, that bigger curveball too, and that's 3 straight heaters to start.
1 and 2. We're talking about the value of series wins, and in your eyes, a guy who does deep dives into the numbers all the time. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
yeah, Sean, if you're not going to
add. It seems like you use that as a measuring stick to see where teams are.
Nothing to the conversation.
And who they win, who those series wins are over.
That's certainly value. Yep. That's 97. Nothing but heat for New. And a strikeout for J.P. Robertson, 1 down.
I'm glad I didn't give Micah the scouting report on J.P. Robertson. I would have felt bad. Again, it's big stuff. But, Tommy, coming into that at bat, so those were all fastballs.
That's right.
Coming into that at bat against right-handers this year, he only threw 38% fastballs. And that was, I believe, 5 pitches all heaters or 4 pitches all heaters. So,
and sometimes on roulette, the green numbers hit.
That's exactly right.
Here's Aloy. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Do you think the committee, when they're picking teams and working through seeding, should give more consideration to series wins?
We've heard them reference that,
usually in head-to-head, correct?
Yes, I think that, they only, a lot of times I feel like I hear them say it as it pertains to a team that doesn't get in. They only won 3 of their 10 conference series or something to that effect. Of course, we know that when it comes to the committee, and I'm not disrespecting their job because there's so many data points to look at, but
probably
you can pick and choose.
2 hours we've been
we like
doing
this about that team. We didn't like this about that. You know what I'm saying?
Uniform.
That's
it's
right.
crazy.
Yeah, there's always a number of different things. But I do think, especially from a road standpoint, like if you're Mike Bianco right now going up in this rubber match here against Arkansas, you win a road series because ultimately, how do you get to Omaha? You have to win a series, right? So I do think that if you're measuring teams, you go, okay, how complete is this team? Oh, they've won 7 out of their 10 series. I like that team's chance to get to Omaha. Just a data point, but I do think it's something.
I hear you.
There it is. That's gone. Tie game, baby.
Done it again. Tattoo to the back of the hog pen. Over every flag, Dave Van Horn couldn't believe how far that thing went.
I knew if he threw him a fastball and he got a hold of it, it was going to go a long way.
His 3rd home run this series.
Mustard.
Catch a heater, Cahillo. Holy cow, a fastball right down Broadway. And this is a good old-fashioned no-doubter. Tommy, this ball bounced into one of the food trunks. That is a as violent of a swing as you will see in the sport of college baseball.
Now
watch this ball.
Rawhide Street Tacos.
Watch this. Right into the food truck.
Unbelievable. T-Boy's Barbecue got a new special.
A Cajillo sandwich.
Wow.
And TrackMan blinked. We didn't get a TrackMan reading.
By the way, you think the young person, probably young person, working in that Airstreamer who's, slinging barbecue, ever thought that a baseball would enter the front window?
No, we need to find out how far that is. But that ball bounced right into the window. It was pretty incredible.
That was unbelievable. Squibb just foul. Not to belabor the point, but going back to your point, a team that's won 7 out of 10 series.
Yep.
Hey, I would look at it and say, well, yeah, that's 14 wins against 7 losses. Right? I mean, there's different ways to look at it. Like,
definitely a good series.
You're going to be a great team because you're going to have
that's right.
twice as many wins and losses in that scenario, regardless. But what do you think T-Boy is
right at the right time. Now we just need somebody to help him.
Great. No idea, but I wouldn't mind trying it. Whatever it is.
Get Stewie going.
What do you think T-Boy's last name is? We got pulled pork. We got
there we go.
Chicken
look at
pepper
this
jack.
Price on those sandwiches, $14.99.
Curly fry nachos. Man, I'm down with it.
I'll smoke it right on my smoking right out here in the yard.
If we were in Louisiana, $3.99. What do you think T-Boy's last name is?
$14.99.
I'll
that
let you.
Be
that
a hell
seems
of
to
a
be
sandwich.
Your area of expertise. You're the wordsmith.
T-Boy is that's just a great name for a barbecue restaurant. I mean,
I am hungry too, though.
We've got Penguin barbecue spots. We got Wright's barbecue spots. We've got just about everything in Fayetteville when it comes to
I think
barbecue.
He's got one in every game. B-Hall. What's happening, B-Hall?
Okay, the number is in.
All right.
I am told that ball traveled 469 feet.
Thank
469
you. I like when the
feet.
number doesn't disappoint with the eye test.
You like to argue with math.
I do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
TrackMan. I'm not afraid to take on TrackMan either. So that went 150 feet over the fence, which is 50 yards. And that feels right.
It's half a football field. Rutenbeyer reaches on a one-out walk, and J.P. Robertson might still be a little stung. A home run from Malloy. T.J. Poppy to the plate.
Man,
There's action in the Ole Miss bullpen.
Cajillo just got a little something different under the hood, doesn't he? I mean, that dude can impact the baseball. And again, it's never a matter of power with him. Only a matter of can he get the ball in the air.
That looked like a Tomahawk missile being fired from a ship.
Yeah, the crowd is fully engaged. And here we go, Tom. I mean, it's like when Cajillo Aloy swings the bat, I feel like I need to do like
light tower
back
power.
stretches. It's just that violent. And then there you go again, right into T-Boys. I love how the dude chased it in there. Look at my man. My man's like, hey, you got a ball in here.
Yeah, I'm going to need that ball and some pulled pork nachos.
Look at him. He's like,
take it to go.
Ooh, that does sound good. Pulled pork nachos.
He is having it. Hey, look, it's been a rough year for Cajillo. Now, the overall numbers right now look pretty good, but there were times where he was hitting 7th or 8th. There's been some games where he hasn't been in the lineup.
He heard that pitcher's
But boy, do they like this version of him.
Chance for 2, a glove flip, and the turn in time, and a beautiful double play. Pano to Decker to Furness. And that gets Ole Miss off the field here in the 6th inning, but not before it's all tied up thanks to Aloy's 8th home run of the season and 3rd of the weekend.
That was definitely a moonshot, as some would say. That was a good play. You got to give him that. I like that old glove flip. That's 471, and that was 469. That's a shot. Yeah, definitely need to come out now and go 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Sergeant Jim, that's exactly right. That's why I said it only if you provide the speed, it just makes contact. He's got so much power, it's going to go a long way. Yeah, it's expensive. Dance King for sure, bro.
Each side. Owen Payno with a 3-run home run to left in the second, and a couple solo home runs for Arkansas, both to left field.
Two pitching staffs that have a lot of big-time firepower, but the offenses have won so far this weekend. Of course, this has been a little bit of both, right? We've had some fantastic pitching, some long balls, and we're knotted up at 3 here, headed down the home stretch. It's been very entertaining. Speaking of the home stretch, did you catch the Derby yesterday?
I was working. This ball is lifted into left field. Ruiz into the corner. They're wanting it to get up and just foul.
Wow.
Just to the left of the fair pole, and stuck in the fence is Ruiz.
No way.
Look at the Ole Miss bullpen helping out. This is like a pit crew helping out a stranded driver.
Well, that's a
Ruling on the field is a foul ball.
His
The review is initiated
toe
by
was
the
in the
crew.
padding,
Previous play
lodged
has been
between the
reviewed.
padding and the chain link, and doesn't look like he's any worse for the wear.
Gosh, that is good to see, because that could go bad, Tommy.
Yeah, and it has for many an outfielder.
This ball hit straight up off the bat. Of course, we know what can happen when that is the case to left. And
Yeah, it did look foul.
I don't know, Tommy.
You don't know if it was fair foul,
Yeah,
or you don't
I'm
know how the
thinking-
foot got stuck.
Well, no, I'm pretty sure how the foot got stuck. I feel like this ball snuck inside the pole. Hard to see from that look.
Well, if it snuck inside the pole, it obviously would have been, because it wasn't underneath the overhang, so it would have had to been a good 2 feet right of the pole. Is Jeff Head, the crew chief, veteran.
It did look foul to me too.
Where's the ball?
Yeah,
It
it's
does
foul.
look outside the pole, doesn't
It's
it? But
foul.
it just did it disappear? I think it is left. And that ball's moving pretty slow, and Jeff Head's right on the line. Right? It's not to the right of the pole, it's to the left of the hole.
it's
Yeah,
foul
yeah, I think he nailed that one.
Just foul, but it's foul.
Tate Sermon's almost had a really nice impact coming in off the bench there. As it is, though, looks like he's back up to bat.
Well, they're taking a long look at this. And so long, they're going to ask Parker Coyle if he'd like to stay loose.
After review, the ball is foul. Ole Miss still has 1 challenge remaining.
Another look.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it's just outside the foul pole.
And Sermons looks at a strike now, 1-2.
Didn't Ole Miss challenge the call at second base to start
Yes,
the
they
game?
should be out of challenges
On the stolen base?
in the first inning.
Jeff Head just announced that they had 1 challenge remaining.
They do
You
not.
only get 2, don't you?
That's right. And Sermon's caught looking. And the pinch hit appearance. And take us back to the top of the order, and Dom Decker.
They should be out of challenges. They are out of challenges, not should.
Yeah, the stolen base by Ruiz in the first inning was their first challenge. Leadoff batter for Arkansas.
And they lost that.
Can I ask a dumb question? I'm really good at dumb questions.
It's my favorite part of the show.
The umpires use a clicker for the challenges?
I would assume that there's somebody is tracking that. Somebody's writing that down. I don't know about a clicker, but
maybe pen and paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the home plate umpire tracks the visits, the timeouts, those types of things. You would think somebody's tracking the challenges. Maybe Birmingham keeps track of that.
Could be. Third inning of work for Coyle, and in for a strike to Decker. That would make sense. They're the ones overseeing them.
I mean, they usually announce it after the challenge is over, right? Because right there, you know, he says they lost the challenge, they have one remaining. Like somebody's telling them that, you would think.
Tie him up, and Decker goes down on strikes. First strikeout for Parker Coyle.
Little front door breaking ball here. This can be tough as a hitter. You think this thing's going to break back over the middle of the plate, and it just kind of hangs on the inner third. You see how tied up Decker is there, anticipating that pitch to have a little more horizontal movement to it.
And it brings Tristan Becerra to the plate. Pardon me, that was a second strikeout for Coyle, both this inning. And Becerra 0 for 3, making him 0 for 11 this weekend.
Pretty high do factor here, Tommy.
I would guess.
It's coming at some point. Arkansas is hoping it's after the Rebels leave town.
One more, baby.
Some lounging and a little bit of throwing down in the Arkansas bullpen.
Ethan McElwain.
So updating the numbers for Becerra. 2 for his last 28 in SEC play.
Got him.
And he goes down. K's
Great
the side
inning,
of the
Coyle.
7th. He threw 11 pitches in the inning, 9 of them for strikes.
Good inning,
And
young
we
man.
hit the home half after the stretch. Arkansas trying to find some momentum from the left arm of Parker Coyle.
Good job, sir. That's what we need right there. Let's go. Absolutely, Jacob. Yes, Mark. We did hit 100 likes for the first inning and only 72 since then. So we are back at 1.
With SEC Now 12:30, all games from the tournament available to stream on the ESPN app. Horse country. You watched the Derby yesterday?
I did get to watch the Derby. You did not?
I did not get to watch it.
Golden Tempo brings home the
was it 19-1?
Yeah, and came from all the way in the back. It was incredible. There was like
first female trainer to ever win the Kentucky Derby.
Congratulations, absolutely. And there was like 4 different horses that looked like they were the one that was coming from behind to win. And then finally it was Golden Tempo that won the day, but it was a really exciting stretch run.
3-3 Summer.
Best 2 minute in sports.
23-1 are the odds. Nolan Souza starts off the 7th with a clean single to right field. Third time Arkansas has put the leadoff man on, including to start the game, and Damian Ruiz singled, stole second, came around to score.
You know, it's really the only 2 minutes where you actually know it's actually just going to be 2 minutes, because like, you think about an NFL football game, like inside the 2 minute warning, that's going to take you 30 minutes to play, right? Or an NBA game, you're going to get 17 timeouts.
Even though it does take us a while to get to those 2 minutes.
Yes, no, you have to wait a very
run them till they
long
puke,
time.
Johnny.
But once it starts. Of course, you live in the sport that arguably is the worst the last 2 minutes. College basketball, the last 2 minutes, the amount of replays.
If God forbid I ever get a fatal disease and a doctor tells me I have 2 minutes to live, I want to say, just give me college basketball's version of 2 minutes. I'll live forever.
My wife will be like, Chris, you got to put the boys to bed. I'll be like, babe, there's only 2 minutes left. She's like, that's 30 minutes.
I hope so.
Fair.
Zach Stewart wasted no time in the 5th inning when he connected for his 8th home run of the season.
Appreciate everybody that's
and the product from just up the road in Lebanon, Missouri, did this.
Tommy, when they built this roster,
we hope to be.
It had Kahio Aloy and Zach Stewart hitting somewhere between 10 and 20 home runs. Was the blueprint. That hasn't happened to this point. Could it be 2 heaters down the stretch? They both now have 8. Boy, would that be a welcome sight for this Razorback fan base.
Appreciate that, Brian. Welcome to
Zach Stewart in the 9-hole. He was having a great career at Missouri State. Second team all-conference in 24. Hit 21 home runs. Was a draft-eligible sophomore. And was rated as high as a potential second-round pick. He couldn't bear to watch the draft, so he went to his grandpa's farm and drove the combine during the draft.
Good eyes.
And now you drive a combine these days, it doesn't necessarily mean you're away from technology, but you can unplug everything and just get lost in the acreage. He went undrafted. Ends up here at Arkansas, got off to a slow start this season.
Appreciate that, Arkmon.
Early March, he was in a $139.
B-Hall upgraded to sergeant member. Appreciate you, B-Hall.
Qualifies as slow. But you think about Kahio hit 13 last year. Zach Stewart had 44 career home runs in 3 years at Missouri State. Those are 2 bats you're saying. I think conservatively you could guess that they were going to hit 30.
Yeah, that's fair. Projection.
Yeah, and again, a huge piece of just what these guys do in today's world is they put together a roster. They get in the portal. They develop. They have new pieces come in, and then they say, okay, look, this is the formula to win. We need these guys to produce, and when they don't, there's nowhere else to go. It's not the big leagues. You can't make a trade. You can't call guys up from AAA. And so a big piece of it when you're Dave Van Horn is you just keep writing a guy's name in the order and eventually hope they get hot. And it feels like it might be starting to turn for these 2 guys.
Well, it is. I said this during the broadcast last night when I was watching Dr. Otani. You are allowed to get better as the season goes along.
That's right.
And sometimes with all of the media coverage we have, especially in the sport, we can doom players from the jump due to slow starts. It's okay. It's a long season.
Yeah, and if you're picking the time to get hot, now's the time.
No doubt about it.
There we go.
And Stewart draws a walk. And the top of the order is going to have a chance to do some damage here. Second walk issued by Robertson, and here's Damian Ruiz. And we'll have a pinch runner at first base for Zach Stewart. And for Arkansas, Christian Turner will now run.
Yeah, so anything in the gap, Turner can run.
And that'll be the end of the line at the same time for J.P. Robertson. So the Rebs going back to the bullpen with 2 on and nobody out in the 7th inning. Walker Brooks will be the new Rebel pitcher.
I knew they were going to do that to me. Amanda updated to Corporal. Appreciate you, Amanda. Hey, there's Arky Joe. Well, congratulations. Time Sar says congratulations. Hope they win. Good luck. Well, I didn't put tomatoes in B-Hall because they're already in the emojis. If you go to the emojis, you can already get tomatoes. Dub, what's up, buddy?
New Rebel pitcher, 6'4", 265-pound lefty from Brandon, Mississippi. Enters with 2 on and nobody out. His 19th appearance is 3-0 with a 2.11.
He's been fantastic for him. It's one of the best relievers in the Southeastern Conference. 5 saves on the season, and you talk to Mike Bianco. It's very rare do you get somebody at the end of the game that throws this many strikes and has this many different weapons. Usually, a guy at the end of the game is just, here's power stuff, right?
Yeah.
With Walker Hooks, slider, changeup, fastball has clicked up to 94 miles an hour this year, and it's heavy off-speed usage.
Ruiz trying to get the bunt down, fouls it off. That's with Rutenbar charging in from first.
Each level has a little bit different perks, Brian.
Ruiz just
you
one
members
only
videos
on
when we
year.
do them.
But you got to believe they're going to stick with it here.
Hooks came into this weekend on a
do
tear.
Online gaming with me.
Over his last 11 outings, he's pitched to an ERA of 1.14.
And we're still figuring that out too. Just more of a way to support the channel.
Ruiz down the third base line, but hard, and both runners advance. Easily played by Udemark.
That's all he needed to do right there.
Covering over at first, and these fans appreciate the sacrifice bunt by Damian Ruiz.
Well, that is just fantastic baseball. Make the third baseman field it, bunt it firm enough where the choice is easy. He has to come downhill, vacate third base. Your runner walks into third. Look, set this angle, get in your legs, hard at the third baseman.
They walk Ryder Helfrich. They put him on. Set the stage for Camden Kojal in a tie game with the bases loaded. And Arkansas is going to talk about this.
Offensive timeout here.
Yeah, Nate Thompson wants a chat. The hats come out. The bases are loaded. That's the biggest bases loaded hat I've seen. It's a wide brim derby style hat. Even her hog has a bow tie.
How about that?
Very fashionable. I want to see a beer mug fascinator. That would be fitting for Derby weekend.
E-Ticket, appreciate you subscribing and coming member of the Sarge squad.
Well,
what's your approach for Kochel?
Yeah, I'm sure the question here is centered around, do we even want to, this is your best RBI guy. So the thought here, 99 out of 100 would probably be, we're letting it rip. But you are in a game where this is a very tough matchup left on left. I mean, lefties have really struggled with hooks. So is there even the thought of some sort of action here with a safety squeeze? I doubt it, but wouldn't shock me if that was at least part of the conversation.
Kochel 2 for 6 with the bases loaded this season. He's got 1 grand slam that came on the road at Missouri State. In the dirt.
Yeah, they're loaded, Roy. Bases are loaded.
And
there it is. Ooh.
Right out of the ballpark.
Just early on that.
By the way, Udemark is playing a good 30 feet off the line over at third. The infield playing him to pull with Pano almost playing straight up the middle at short. Ole Miss second to last in the SEC in double plays turn this year. 2-1. Nolan Sousa started this inning with a clean single to right field. He was pushed to second on a Zach Stewart walk. Stewart replaced by Christian Turner. And after the sacrifice from Ruiz, Ryder Helfrich drew a free pass intentionally. Chopper foul, 2-2. How does Hooks approach it now?
Well, I mean, you look at his usage against left-handers throughout the course of the season, and it's about 75% off speed. So he will go to the fastball to try to either set up the off speed or get a strike 3 looking. But 54% sliders against lefties, that is his best pitch. I would assume he'll stick with that here.
2-2. Caught a piece of it, handled by Foley, and a strikeout for out number 2.
And boy, was that his best slider too. Just a nasty bender. Such a flat trajectory as this ball comes out of the hand, and then good late depth. This pitch looks like a fastball and then just dives late. Just a beautiful pitch when he needed it the most.
It's up to you, buddy.
And has a chance here to get the Rebels out of this mess.
Micah New 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight. Has a chance to reverse his fortunes with a base hit. Arkansas led this game 1-0 in the first. Rebels jumped out in front 3-1 in the second, and then the Hogs chipped away with a pair of solo home runs in the 5th and 6th innings respectively. And Nate Thompson wants to use another offensive timeout.
So first pitch changeup, and again, it's 75% off speed. So you got to believe a big part of the conversation here is, what are we looking for? Where's our approach? And I don't think you have to get super picky, changeup or slider here with if you're sitting soft. But I do think, again, if a guy's doing 75% off speed pitches, doesn't make a whole lot of sense to sit heater.
Well, New is hitting about 150 points lighter against lefties and righties this year. And it misses low, 1-1. Series tied, 1 win apiece.
Boy, that is dirty. I mean, it's just
That's
rare.
A nasty pitch
Coach Bianco talked to us today. He's got more weapons, right? And the last year, the slider and changeup were kind of showish. But as the fastball has ticked up, the slider and changeup have really become more violent.
Swing and a miss to take care of New, and Arkansas strands the bases loaded. Hooks with a pair of Ks with the bases juiced.
Always nice to have a real dude in your bullpen, Tommy. You talk about answering the bell. Nasty breaking ball.
Yeah. That was some nasty pitches right there. You can't be mad at that. Ouch. Yep. Need a good clean inning here.
Coming in the game, Ethan McElvain for Arkansas.
Yes, it's power on power here as we're set up. We've been talking about it all game. This one feels like an epic finish between two teams looking for a huge statement series win, and Ethan McElvain has been the dude out of this Arkansas bullpen. Just a fireball lefty, came over from Vanderbilt, and you look at it, just 14 hits in 23 innings. He has been dominant out of the bullpen.
What he got on the hat?
Love it. Old school Darren Drive. My first memories of college baseball are those Wichita State teams in the College World Series and Darren Dreifert wearing that dirty season-long hat. And I remember thinking, how cool is that? Uh-oh.
Touch deep into center field, and that one's going to leave the yard. Udemark connects on a 1-0 count for a go-ahead home run in the eighth. Into the bushes for a home run, number 19 for Judd Udemark.
Don't have to worry too much, Tommy. When Judd compresses one, you don't have to think too much about the wind. That ball is touched, folks. A no-doubter, Ethan McElvain. He knows exactly where that ball is destined for. Watch my man get below this baseball, and that is the definition of what it looks like to launch a ball. Judd Udemark moves a little bit closer to back-to-back 20 home run seasons.
416 feet off the bat of Udemark for home run number 19, 10 of them in league play. And he has tied Kyle Gordon for the career home run record.
And the legend, Tim Elko.
The statue.
The statue. Don't let the Rebs get hot.
Will Furness has a 1-for-3 game going. Well, Udemark has silenced the crowd on this Sunday afternoon.
Well, I mean, just think about the momentum swing that just took place, right? You had the bases loaded and one out, and you come up empty with back-to-back strikeouts, and then boom, first pitch, launch piece, and all of a sudden Ole Miss finds themselves out in front.
Second pitch, but nonetheless.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
First one I paid attention to.
A lot of crossed arms. What just happened?
You want the really bad news for the Razorback fans? That's the first home run allowed by Ethan McElvain this year.
Reached by Kojal and a little hop on the throw. Knew who he had running, took his time, one down. How about the crowd here today?
One of the best places in college baseball. What a showcase for the sport this place is. The fan support, the facility, it just doesn't get any better. And, 78 and sunny doesn't hurt anything.
No, it doesn't hurt. 9,891 paid to be in the building today. Bus driver sitting next to me got in for free.
Got the old bus driver discount.
You're going to go to Mickey D's and say, can I get a free coffee and biscuit, please?
I mean, surely they'll take care of the bus driver.
Hayden Federico was hit by a pitch his last time up.
All right, Ozzy, you're done for the day, sir.
Bill McElvain's got the whole reliever look going. The handlebar mustache, the salty and chalky cap.
Mm-hmm. The glasses work.
Mm-hmm. Everything plays. 96 for a strike. Or pardon me, he just missed low. How about we got one dog left? Now there's two.
No, I see two in a bun. We could share. Nice touch putting the bun on there. I'm all for that.
Toasty. I don't think you're due for a hot dog, though. I think you're due for a burger. I think it's out of play. Give it a look all the way down the line and 3 rows deep. You went breakfast burrito.
Yep.
And then you went barbecue.
Right.
So burger would be next.
Okay.
Tip of the cap to that fan.
I love how they embrace their roster too. The Arkansas Hawaii shirts, since we've had the Alloy brothers here, have just been a nice touch.
Think of our esteemed director Steve Turnberger played here. They'd all have to come dressed as cheeseburgers. Federico would get sorted, and that is the first strikeout for McElvain.
And they would love that.
Yep.
It's all right, Arky. I got him. He's gone for the day.
There's Colin Reuter, who is 0 for 3 in this game, but
next time he'll be gone for good.
For the first 2 games, 4 for 7 with a home run. And he was waiting on that one with the leg kick. 2 out, single to left. And that'll bring Owen Pano to the plate. Pano's from Poughkeepsie, New York, out of Roy C. Ketchum High School. I remember probably 6 or 7 years ago, Ole Miss went West Coast for a shortstop. It felt like that was the door opening to a lot more West Coast recruiting in the SEC. And historically, Vanderbilt has done a fantastic job in the Northeast. Tim Corbin's background and footprint. Pano flies it to right. Turner handles it. Heads up Poughkeepsie. SEC's coming for you. And Judd Udemark coming for this.
Hey now, one of the biggest, baddest dudes in the Southeastern Conference goes large one out the straightaway center field. Oh.
May the 4th be with you. For a day early.
With you.
It's all right. We can get it back. That I cannot do right now, Pooh Bear. I'm the only guy in here today, and I can't. Oh, maybe I can. Let me see. Yeah. Give me a second, and I'll try to get it here before this commercial's on. There's the Discord link. If anybody wants to join the Discord, just know in there we don't put up with nothing. It's a one time you're out policy in there. Just like that's a really cool place to hang out and chat and talk and watch games and do all sorts of things, but we just ask you, everybody, be respectful to everybody.
It's a 9-foot home run. He's driven in a pair.
That's a pretty even ball game right there. 7 hits apiece, 1 error apiece. The big difference just the Unimark bomb, but here's a dude that could change that quickly.
I noticed the Airstream has closed the window.
They literally have.
Nothing in 2.
His Army. Grant.
His home run bounced off of the ground and into the window of the Barbecue Airstream food truck behind the seats in left field, and they've closed up shop, or they're just taking protective measures.
He was never in Discord, Bobby.
Watch where this thing lands.
I mean, this puppy right here is bashed. Last year we called him the Bash Brutus. This ball is certainly that to left field, and then one hop into, what is it? What we call it?
T-Boys Barbecue. You can open the window now. After Aloy goes down swinging to start. Yeah, close the window. We're out of barbecue, and we want to protect ourselves from this particular Aloy.
Now you get to go be a fan. Show up, spend 7 innings, just
slinging barbecue?
Slinging barbecue, and then you get to chill for a couple. I like that plan. Nice little Sunday afternoon.
Big lefty Hooks delivers and starts Rutenbar off with a first pitch strike.
Man, Walker Hooks is impressive, isn't he? Mm-hmm. It's funny, too, the conversation the Ole Miss staff had early in the year about who was going to be at the back end of the game, because Joe Mangrum, the pitching coach for Ole Miss, and Mike Bianco were talking. And, again, there's Rabe started the year at the back end of the bullpen. Of course, you got Robertson, you got Calhoun. You have all these traditional big-arm right-handed closers. And Mangrum's like, let's try Hooks. And Bianco's he just admittedly had a hard time in his mind thinking of more of a kind of command left-hander.
I can't envision that type of pitcher in that role.
At the end of the game.
Well, defense played perfectly, and great reaction by Pano to get to that sinking line drive.
But what you get is strikes, which everybody loves at the end of the game when things get very tense. And, I just keep going back to that word, weapons. The weapons that Walker Hooks possesses to be able to get out guys from both sides of the plate. And I think, Tommy, that piece of it to me is the most interesting because, again, sometimes you get these big-armed right-handed closers that struggle to get lefties out.
Yeah.
And with a guy like Hooks, the changeup and the slider are equally as devastating. And so he has no issues with either side of the plate. So you get strikes, you got weapons on both sides of the plate, you get swing and miss. Man, that checks all the boxes for me.
Nothing in 2 to Poppy. 7th hitter in this Arkansas batting order. He throws strikes. limit your exposure within the lineup. He's only allowed 1 base runner over an inning and 2/3. And if he can take care of business, he won't have to face Helfrich or Kojal before this thing ends. Long run for Furness into the shadows. And
I thought he caught it. And Tommy, the piece we didn't even talk about that might be the most important, he can throw on back-to-back days.
And,
right?
and a decent-sized workload on back-to-back days.
1 2/3 yesterday. I mean, you can tell there's nobody even thinking about playing catch in the bullpen. They feel like he could take this thing the distance today. And
it's like you looking for your bus keys.
Yeah, just where'd they go?
To third, Udemark. 1-2-3 frame work by Walker Hooks. And we go to the top of the 9th. Ole Miss trying to hold on for a series win on the road.
This boy being a problem. Yeah, these are network announcers. They're not from our hometown.
Tom Hart alongside Chris Burke, our fantastic crew here in Fayetteville. And Austin Foley set to lead off the 9th for Ole Miss. Digging into Foley's background, the junior from West Palm Beach, Florida. His dad, Jamie, played college ball, was drafted by the Brewers in the 40th round in 1993. Guess who the Brewers took with their 59th round selection in that same draft at shortstop? You're going to have no chance until I start giving you hints.
93. 59th rounder. Clearly he's famous. I've got no chance.
Won the Heisman.
Charlie Ward. No.
Charlie Ward. Yes, wow. I knew. Just my next clue was going to be the NBA, but
yeah. Wow. I didn't know he played baseball. Was that? I guess that would that have been out of high school or out of Florida State?
Out of Florida State.
That was just when you could just draft till
you
were done drafting.
Rounds.
Right.
Who's this Piazza kid? Let's do somebody a favor. His dad was a really good high school pitcher and threw a knuckleball in high school.
We talking about Charlie or Foley?
Foley.
Okay.
Dad Jamie threw a knuckleball. How many knuckleballers you see in high school?
Not many. You don't see many, period.
Who wants it? Poppy's got it. One down. Daniel Pacella now pinch hitting. And a first pitch strike at 96 for McIlvaine. Oh, and 2.
Both these left-handers have been awfully impressive here coming in the end of the game, just making it very low stress, filling up the zone, working ahead.
Oh, this ball is skied down the right field line. Turner has to adjust. It came all the way back to right field. That one looked like it was going to first head for the seats foul. Then you thought it might have been gone, and then about a 30-foot adjustment. Put a shot tracer on that one.
Never a doubt. Not to mention we got some sun. Of course, the wind hits a little different when you're down there in that corner, and this was not the smoothest of plays, but it's an F9 nonetheless.
And now Dom Decker. Nothing in 2 to Decker.
He's pumping in
today.
Strikes now.
Fly out, strikeout, line out, and a strikeout. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for Arkansas in the 9th. And if they stick with Turner, he'll get his first plate appearance in the 9. Swing and a miss at 95. By McIlvaine on an 11-pitch inning. Last chance for Arkansas. Down 1. Bottom of the.
Here we go, folks. The bottom of the 9th. It's going to have to be a walk-off. Or it's extras. Some say free baseball. D Black, they took him out for his speed. When they had the bases loaded last inning. In case we got a hit, they wanted Turner to be able to run. Turner's way faster, so they wanted a chance to be able to score multiple runs. What's everybody having for dinner tonight? I need an idea.
Five Central. Whichever comes first.
Okay.
That guy's ready. He's ready for a rally.
He's ready for a few things.
I think it's more than 2. It's gonna be an interesting tan line when he goes to the pool next weekend. Ole Miss looking for its first series win in Fayetteville since 2019, and what would be Mike Bianco's 13th series win against Arkansas. Nolan Souza will lead off the 9th inning against Walker Hooks, who's thrown 24 pitches so far.
I mean, think about it. Hooks comes in. The first thing he has to do is manage a sacrifice bunt situation. Then they go intentional walk to load the bases up, and all he's done since then is absolutely dominated and has them now 3 outs away from a road series win here in Fayetteville.
And he threw 23 pitches yesterday. Now 26 into his outing today. In a weird season for Arkansas here at Baum-Walker Stadium, 19-11.
Robert,
Those losses here at home since 2016.
Welcome to the Sarge Squad.
And just the 4th time under Dave Van Horn should they drop this one that they have 12 or more losses at home. Good news is happened in 09 and 15, and they made it in Omaha both seasons.
Oh, okay. Like silver linings. They do run the risk here of being the first year in the last 8 where they didn't win 18 conference games. What a streak that is. 18 and 12 at minimum.
I had it the other night, Michael.
For 8 straight seasons.
I do like that.
Didn't go.
I'm in Northwest
the appeal
Arkansas.
Was denied. 1-2 to Souza.
They've done some winning around here, haven't they?
Souza, the junior from Honolulu. Sends another one foul. Was DHing back in February. Then
I love me some
played a little bit of third base, and I think the move Ken McCogill took over at short, moved over from second, opened a spot for Souza. Play every day at second base. He made 28 starts last year.
You wonder how much the wind current blowing out to the left field corner, if at all, factors in the pitch calling in a 1-run game here in the 9th.
Well, back-to-back lefty-lefty matchups to start this inning with Turner on deck.
And again, I mean, typically if you're throwing left-handed breaking balls, you would assume the result would end up on the pull side of the field. But if you're a hitter, even more reason to try to let the ball travel and use the backside of the park.
There you go.
And this one's shot into right field. Sosa with the leadoff single.
It's Souza,
Let's see what they put in play with Christian
Souza,
Turner.
not Sosa.
Boy, you just love that at bat there by Nolan Souza. Just don't be afraid.
I don't
Nolan
tell
Souza,
nobody,
one of the
Michael,
Hawaii connections here in Arkansas, but don't be afraid to hit ugly. Right, and just a couple kind of ugly foul balls.
I'm out in the middle of nowhere anyway, Michael.
He hung in there long enough to poke one into right, and the Hogs have some momentum here to start the 9th.
First plate appearance for Turner. He entered as a pinch runner in the 7th. And they'll keep a close eye on Souza, who has 12 stolen bases and 14 tries this year. And behind the plate, Foley has thrown out.
Wouldn't it be so satisfying that Christian Turner hits a game walk-off winning home run?
Turner hasn't had a hit since April 10th on the road at Alabama. Big cut, 0-1.
Swinging, huh?
In a hurry, get back in the box with the clock running down. And now he squares.
Yeah.
And squares early.
I'll tell you what, that pickoff move by Hooks is dangerously close to a balk. Yeah, they get a little latitude with where that lead step lands, but he looks like he's almost stepping right at home plate by the time he picks over to first base.
Turner squares again. Another
throw.
See,
it's supposed to be at a 45-degree angle. Now that
home
thing
crowd
is
seeing a balk too.
Yeah, I mean that thing is pretty far towards home plate. Dave Van Horn doesn't seem as worried about it. Just the bunt makes sense here to me. Oh boy.
Oh man.
That's because you haven't played all year long. You should have pulled that back. What are you trying to bunt something up your eyes for?
To see Judd Utermark sprinting at you when you're when you're trying to bunt. That is a large human over at third base. And see if they leave it on or take it off here. Utermark talking to the dugout about where they want him to play.
Well, he had a jab step and a little hop off the bag from Souza. Got back standing up. Served into left field.
Told you. There it is.
Foul.
Oh, my goodness. We're so close.
Well, the wind giveth and it taketh away there, Tommy. That ball's a double on most days. Was it scorched? No. Is that ball almost always land in fair territory? Yes. This ball had a double in the left field corner written all over it, and the wind just wouldn't allow it to stay straight enough. It just misses by a few feet down there in the left field corner.
That close, tying this game up.
Got the crowd buzzing, and the 0-2 to Turner. Low and in. He's seen it all. One, two to Turner. And Turner just missed that one.
Now we saw all that swing and miss stuff early. You just wonder, is Hook stuff starting to lose a little bite, because these last two guys have fought him now 2 tough at-bats in a row.
Remember, he threw 23 pitches yesterday. The entire home crowd alternated from back to balk in mere moments.
The Rebs do have a couple guys up throwing a baseball down there. They're thinking about it.
Off of his foot.
That's a good at-bat by Turner, regardless of what happens here.
Okay, Tommy.
Will Libbert and Landon Waters both look like they're about ready if needed. Turner battling. And he drives it high to right center field.
Did I call that?
Back at the wall.
Yes, I did.
Oh, my God.
Christian Turner.
Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. I'm not saying I said that it was going to happen, but I did say, wouldn't it be funny if Christian Turner hit the walk-off home run to win the game?
That is the first hit for Christian Turner since April 10th. And Chris Burke, even early in the count when he was down and fouled off a 1-2 pitch, he reacted with perhaps unearned at that point confidence, and then it paid off.
Yeah, you could just feel it
Off
going
their
with both
closer
those guys.
too, absolutely.
Sousa and Turner both just grinding those at-bats, and it just felt like the stuff had lightened a little bit there from Hooks. Just couldn't find a put-away pitch. And this is big boy land now, Tommy Hart. A hanging breaking ball got you to straightaway center field. And the Hogs walk it off. A 2-run Johnny to send the home crowd home happy. What a mighty swing of the bat from Christian Turner. And they do it here at Baum Walker in walk-off fashion. Wow, what an ending.
Ninth come-from-behind win this season for the Razorbacks. It's their 7th in league play. A no-doubter, 409 feet to send the Hog Pen into delirium. The do factor was high for Turner. Hooks gets the win in relief. Pardon me, suffers a loss in relief, and McIlvain goes to 4-0. And Christian Turner, who had entered as a pinch runner 2 innings prior, comes up with the hit of the game. And
that is craziness. Woo. Huge come from. That's why I say, man, these guys want to give up on the Hogs in the first inning of the game because we get down. This is the kind of stuff that happens, man. You just have faith. It doesn't always happen, but it's really nice when it does. I mean, could be a huge momentum change for our team. I mean, just crazy. I did almost kind of too. I don't want to sound like, I'm soft or nothing, but yeah, I had to pause for a second too because it was just a little emotional there. That finally something went our way. That can go a long ways into helping us get back into hosting. He's timed out for the whole day, Jeff. But, man. Mama Star's coming in at the end. Yeah, that was incredible. And I just had a feeling, man. The more he kept battling, I was just waiting for that pitcher to make a mistake, and he did. And for once, one of our guys knew what to do with it. And that was basically into the wind from that direction too. So that's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, it's a great way to end the weekend for sure. Is a series win, a walk-off win for the Hogs going into next weekend series with Oklahoma here at Baum-Walker. I will try to do some softball Tuesday. I'll see what time the Hogs play, and we'll see if I can bring the softball game to you since we have no midweek baseball games now. Yeah, Big Phil, I know it's crazy. That was nuts. But I do appreciate everybody that watched with us today and the 251 likes we have. If you haven't hit the like button, please do before you head out. I'd greatly appreciate it. It definitely helps the channel out. All the new subscribers today, welcome aboard. Thanks to all of our members. I hope everybody has a great rest of your Sunday evening and a nice, safe week. And I will see you again Tuesday for some softball. Okay, Joyce says softball is Wednesday at 1, so we must get a bye in the first round. So then we'll do it Wednesday. But I'll get you the softball game one way or another. So if you have your notification bell turned on when I go live, you won't miss it because I will do the softball game. So again, appreciate y'all, love y'all, and we'll see y'all Wednesday. And for now, Woo Pig, continue mission.